Hey, welcome to Lab Games. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Francis.
Today, we are going to play
Cerebria!
The Inside World.
The Inside Out. The Upside Down.
The Upside Down.
Okay. All right. So, Cerebria, The Inside World, is a pseudo worker placement, really area control game for 1 to 4 players.
Totally area control.
Totally area control.
Yep.
Designed by Richard Amon, Victor Peter, published by Mind Clash Games. Mm-hmm. And plays supposedly in about 60 to 120 minutes.
Yeah.
It takes us 3 hours.
Well, it did.
It did. So,
I think with subsequent plays
usually.
It'll probably come down to 120, but that's still...
It really depends on what variant you're playing too. So, anyway, that is it.
Without further ado, let's get this on our table and show you how it plays. All right, welcome to the table, folks. Here we have...
A large table.
Yes, I don't even know if we can see the table anymore. But here we have Cerebria, the Inside World. Mm-hmm. Set up for 2, but we're going to be playing with 4 spirits.
Right, so we'll each be controlling 2 spirits.
Correct. Competing. So what is this game about? We are spirits inside some mind, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's some kind of inside world.
Yes, it's an inside world, so you can imagine we're inside somebody's mind and we're manipulating their personality, right?
Yes,
and their identity.
It's not strictly a person, but we're manipulating the identity of this world.
Let's leave it. I like to think of it as I'm in somebody's head and I'm trying to change them, right?
Okay.
It's thematically for me that works. So we are representing different forces here.
Yes.
So,
Bliss and gloom.
Bliss and gloom, and of course I'm gloom. Mm-hmm. It's more appropriate.
Very.
So, yes, indeed. So let's go through what we're supposed to do here. So we're obviously competing to produce the most influence in this world, and in the board game world that translates into area control.
Right.
And this game is all about area control on a massive scale.
Yes.
So, to go over the board really quickly, I'll explain how this all works. And it's a little complex at first and overwhelming, but it's not as bad as it seems. So what you have in the center is what's called the origin, and that's really the source of all of our willpower.
Right.
That's where we'll be pulling energy from and taking extra bonus resources from, and also building this identity. And identity is represented by these towers.
They're fragment pieces.
They're fragments of this identity, and we're each competing to get our pieces in this tower. They come in minor and major fragments, like smaller and larger ones. The major ones, depending on how we finish what's called a revelation in this game, will determine whether or not we're able to put out a piece and what size piece we're allowed to put out. So, but for the main board, there are 2 different types of areas. There are realms, and there are frontiers. Right. So the board is broken up into 5 realms, and there are these sort of big sections, and each realm contains 2 spaces that you're allowed to put emotions into, right, that we're allowed to influence. And crossing between each of the realms is what's referred to as a frontier.
So that'd be between kind of 2 realm spaces.
Right. So you can put emotions in any of these 3 spaces. So what's key to this game in positioning is you've got your spirits, and they're going to be out on these spaces on the board, and they're going to be able to influence and evoke emotions or invoke emotions onto these frontiers or realms, depending on whether or not they're adjacent. Adjacency rules are very important in this game. When it comes to your spirit, if you are in this space that actually is within the realm, so there's spaces that surround the origin, and then there's spaces that are actually within each of the realms. If you're within the realm, you are adjacent to the 2 realm spots, right? And that's where you can manipulate emotions there. You cannot manipulate anything beyond that, obviously. However, if you're over here next to the origin, you are actually only adjacent to this 1 space within the frontier. So that's adjacency when it comes to the spirit. Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to influence, everything changes. So we are going to be placing emotions. This will become more clear once we start playing these cards out. And the cards are going to have sort of strength values. And depending on who has the most strength, we're going to fight for influence over entire realms, which will be indicated by these markers here, whether it's bliss or gloom. And we're also going to be vying for influence over these frontiers, which are going to be identified by these tokens, bliss or gloom, depending. And again, it's all counted by frontier is going to be taken by these 3 spaces that are part of the frontier, and the realm will be taken up by these and any consecutive emotions of the same color that are contributing to this particular realm. Again, it seems
all of that will make sense.
Yes, as we go.
As we play.
Right? So that's a lot to take in, but it really, I mean, yes, it is a little complex, but once you wrap your head around it, it's very important to know these things because it's going to affect everything you do in this game because there's bonuses that get triggered depending on your influence, all sorts of bonuses. So that's the main board.
Okay.
Did I cover everything? All right. Moving on to player boards, right?
Yes.
So why don't you go over who you have?
Okay, great. So I am playing with Harmony and Empathy over here, and I don't think you can see the character on Empathy, but these are 2 of, I believe, 4 Bliss characters that come with the game. So in the prototype, these are the 2 that we have to play with. Possibly more. I don't know. We'll see what happens with Kickstarter. But in any case, I have... Each of these has their own individual kind of passive ability, so I'll go over that first. With Harmony, she's able to place these vibe tokens on the board for upgrades, which we'll go over. And it doesn't have to match a card that you discard. So typically when we're going to take these upgraded actions, we're going to be discarding cards to do it. And these little tokens are called vibes, need to match the vibe on the card.
Right.
So her ability is that she can forget about that and do whatever she wants.
That'll make sense.
That'll make sense once we explain it. And in Empathy's case, she or he, I guess, is able to prevent certain things from happening when Gloom tries to affect quelling emotions and things, which I won't even get into because you're not going to understand it until we go over it on the board. So
yes.
And then, did you want me to go over the player board actions?
Yeah, you want to take them through the...
let's do that.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so a lot to go over here. So I'll start with the actual spirit board. And the spirit board contains 4 actions that you can take. The first one is going to be to meditate. And what that's going to mean is we're going to sit on one of these spheres. We're going to take willpower from the origin and take some bonus actions along with it. And that's all I'm going to say on that for right now.
Yep.
We also have a move action. So in this game, you can't arbitrarily move to whichever space you want. You actually have to have the ability to move. We have a default move action of 1, so we can move, 1, 1, something like that. Here we have evoke emotion or invoke emotion.
I think it's invoke,
so, invoke emotion. And that basically just means playing one of our emotion cards to an adjacent space next to our spirit on the board. Then finally, we have the ability to quell emotion. So this is where we're able to take some influence off of our opponent's emotion card on the board and hopefully get rid of it completely.
All right. This is the one direct attack in this game.
You could consider it an attack.
Right.
It's necessary.
You have to, though, because there's no other way to get them off the space.
Absolutely necessary. And each of these has the ability to be upgraded. So, for example, when you take the move action, you can upgrade that in order to move up to 2 spaces. Another upgrade will allow you to move on to a space with another spirit, and so on. So
and these are cumulative. So once as you upgrade them, the abilities, they just gain more characteristics.
And I won't go through all of the upgrades. We'll kind of get to them during the game. The one I will go over is this 4th upgrade on your invoke emotion action, and that is actually to upgrade your emotion itself.
Yep.
So we'll go over that once we get to the board and we get to that spot, but it's very important because the game comes with, our deck starts with mild emotions, and then they get increased to these stronger versions of the same emotion.
Right.
So they're harder to get off the board for your opponent and that sort of thing, so they're good to get out. That's pretty much it for the player board.
Mm-hmm.
So those are our player board actions. We also have, and I don't think you can see mine on camera, but we have these player board actions that are on the board, but also conveniently we each have these tiles on our
we might have to find a better way to display these because they're kind of important.
They're very important. So
to see. Maybe we put them up here.
Okay.
So that way everybody understands
that's a good
what we're doing here.
All right. So the reason why these are important, and the reason why they're not on just a sheet of paper or player aid or something, is because right now none of us have control over anything on the board because we haven't put spirits out or anything, and we are all at we're both at a default. We can take these actions at this cost. I'll go over cost in a minute. When we control a realm that's associated with this action, we're actually able to flip this over, show that we now have control over that realm, and that action is less expensive. So let's talk about how
these are going to constantly change.
They're going to be constantly going back and forth, which is why it's good that you're able to kind of flip them so you remember
it's very important
what you're able to do. Now, in order to pay for actions, let's talk about that. So we have on this side over here our fortitude / round tracker. And there's two sort of types of currency in this game. And the first one is going to be fortitude, and that's wherever you see the lightning bolts. More or less, this very closely is related to your action count.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything you do in the game is going to cost 1 fortitude.
Correct.
And then in addition to that, you're also going to pay a certain amount of willpower. Mm-hmm. So your willpower are going to be indicated by these clear kind of Tricurian shards.
Yes, they are Tricurian
That's essentially what they are. But that's going to be your willpower. We'll be gaining willpower throughout the game from the general supply, which will be here, unless we're doing a meditate action, which allows us to take from our origin.
Correct.
So that's what we're going to be paying as kind of currency for taking the actions that we want to take. Now, we each also have these colored shards. Mm-hmm. Mine are red, yours are blue. Bliss is going to be red, yours is going to be blue. And these are our essence. So when we put out emotion or when we try to upgrade or put more influence out on the board, it's going to be with these shards. And we each have a supply of those, and we're going to try to get a whole bunch of them out.
Right?
Yep. So I think that kind of goes over most of the board stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
The only thing we haven't gone over, I think, is our
goals. Well, actually, we didn't talk about exactly what these actions do. Yeah, okay. Quite so. They're very straightforward. Yeah. So, like this action here lets you move. So you're able to move your cards from one region next to an adjacent region, to one of your spirits. This lets you draw more cards. This one lets you generate more essence. This one lets you generate more willpower, and this one lets you, I believe it's called intensify.
Right, yes.
So intensifying is really just when you have an emotion on the board and you want to power it up with some more of this essence, you actually take the intensify action and you can add another gem to it. And that actually is very powerful later on, because that's the only way to really strengthen your hold on certain territories.
Yep. And we'll talk about that more.
Yeah, it'll make more sense as we go. So to start the game, we're actually going to have 3 different objectives in this game, right? That we're gonna each
pre-revelation.
Yeah. So what's gonna happen is we reveal the first card on the common goals deck, and this is gonna be what we're gonna try to score before the first revelation, or at the time of the first revelation, and this one is just saying that whoever has the most vibe tokens out, or the most upgrades on their boards, cumulatively across your teams. Remember, in this game, it's team on team.
Right.
So it's going to be, when you start adding things up, it's going to be your side entirely versus the other side. So when it says upgrades on the board, it'll be both of our boards against both of our boards. Right. So it's good to keep that in mind. So that's going to be our common goal. We're both competing for that. We're also going to have secret personal objectives.
Okay.
As long as they're not the same, and this one happens to be the same.
You drew the same too?
Yeah.
I do the exact same.
We draw the same as the common. You can't have that. So just you keep drawing until you have one. And again, this is secret. So we're each going to have secret goals, and I'll show mine. I can't obviously explain it, but that's mine, and I'm going to be going for that later on today once we get to that part of the game.
All right.
And yet again, this all makes sense once we actually start playing. So we now have our goals. We each get to draw 3 cards from our emotion deck. Our round track or track and fortitude track are set to first round, and we start with 8 fortitude.
Yes.
Right, so we have our starting hands, 8 fortitude. I'm going to be player 2. So my resource pool, I get 1 extra willpower. Normally you start with 4 willpower, 1 essence, which is what you started with, right?
Yes, correct.
And I get 1 extra willpower because I have to go second. But
That's not so bad.
as for setup now, we each are going to place our starter emotions. So I've got bleakness, 2
Yes.
bleakness, and you have
And I have brightness.
brightness. So go ahead.
Brightness, yasna.
But yes, indeed. So as far as these go, they are very generic. They have no special abilities. They have a maximum strength of 2.
Right.
And they have like the universal vibe symbol. So
Right.
you basically they're placeholders, really.
Yes, our kind of identity is in its infancy right now.
Right,
So we're
so-
just kind of like happy or sad.
We each get 2 of these to start.
Mm-hmm.
And they will be the only 2 we have during the game. And once they're basically destroyed, they're gone from the game. They don't even go in your
Right.
discard. However, my character, Anxiety, is able to play additional ones to the board from the
Right.
box. So
As your special ability.
that's my special ability. He doesn't have to just play what's in his hand.
Right.
And I think Malice. So I'm Anxiety and Malice. And what Malice does is when I quell another spirit, I can pay a little bit, 1 more willpower to actually convert the essence I've quelled into a blue essence and take it.
It's like I think it's like a soul.
Yeah, he's
kind of
siphoning
Yeah.
the good out of this person. Again, this is a person to me.
Okay.
So when we begin the game, we're each going to place out our 2. Actually, we're going to place out our spirits, right?
Yes.
We're
Gonna
gonna
go first. Plus your cards.
and then a card. So I'm going to place out a spirit, and then
Because
I'm
you're
going
the
to
second player.
because I'm the second player, I get to place the first spirit. So and they have to be next to an origin. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to put a guy out there.
Okay.
And then we are going to place one of our emotions next to in any of the realm card spaces
Right.
that are adjacent to the frontier.
Right. So we're looking at he's adjacent to a frontier space, which is adjacent to 2 realm spaces,
Right.
and those are the spaces.
So
that we're
I'm going to
targeting
choose
right
which
now.
realm I want to.
This is the only time
You
most
can
likely you're going to place
that
it.
I can put a card down in a realm from a frontier space
Right.
and in an origin, right? So
Yeah.
if you don't mind reaching that for me. All right, so he goes out there with 1 essence. He has a strength of 1. Right now, technically, because I am the only one in that realm,
Mm-hmm.
I have
You have control.
control of it, right?
And if you pass one of those frontier tokens,
I'm also the only one in this frontier.
We usually don't put these out until after we put all of our
Right.
things out because it'll change. But
It'll change, but
I
it's
know
okay.
you're super excited.
Yeah, well, they got to go out on the board anyway.
All right. So I am gonna place Harmony here, and where's my? There we go. And my brightness, I will place here in this space. And you took that. You should have actually taken that from the.
Oh yeah, you know what? That's a good call.
This is kind of like we're seeding the board basically.
Yep.
With our emotions.
That's a good call. My emotions are running wild here. So I got to place Malice on the board, and where you control is very important because it's going to determine what upgrades you actually are going to have.
Mhm.
So I took over this spot. I'm going to control here and here.
Let's see. And for my final. And it's also important because this is where you're starting the game.
Yep.
So
this
you
is-
have very limited movement to begin with.
Yeah, moving is just expensive. Like everything you do in this is very expensive because resources are kind of tough to come by.
Mm-hmm. True.
Resources and table space, I find, are
Yes.
too...
In short supply.
Yeah.
See, I don't want to... I think I'll place her here. And... Network of Thoughts, or maybe draw and discard.
Yeah, there's a name for
There's a
each
name
of
for
these
all
regions.
I can only remember Network of Thoughts.
Yeah,
then
Land
Desire.
of Desires. Yeah, the Willow of something.
Something.
Yeah,
And I'm
it's
gonna
tough
go
to remember.
That spot.
Oh, you are going to compete, huh?
Well, that is the game.
All right, so that comes off. So nobody has influence over that realm
realm.
anymore, but you
But I
do
do
get
get
it for that
influence on this
frontier.
frontier.
Oh, they're right here.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Okay.
and that's it. That's how we started the setup. So for every realm you control, you take the associated board action tile and flip it, because now I control it. So what this went from was this action lets you generate essence, and it would cost me however many I want to pay in willpower. So if I paid 5 willpower, so willpower is X here, the variable of X, and it's -1 cost in willpower. So if I paid 5 willpower, I would get back 4 essence. But now that I control the willow of thoughts, it actually is just equal to X. So
Willow
if
of Thoughts. No, it's not the Willow of Thoughts.
the tree of woe,
I don't know.
Oh.
It's a willow tree.
it's the tree of something. Okay, so this would actually be a 1-to-1 ratio now, so it doesn't cost me that extra willpower because
Right.
that's sort of my bonus. And you have
And I have the sort of willpower generator. So typically that costs a willpower to generate 3 willpower.
correct.
And now it is free for me, so I just generate 3
If it's
willpower.
free, it's for you.
It is free. It still costs a fortitude to take, but that's it.
Yeah, everything costs 1 fortitude. Everything you do in this game will cost you
Right.
1 fortitude.
Now, one thing I wanted to go over before we get started here is you'll see these extra tokens on the board. So you have a red one and I have a yellow one.
Yes, these extra
These are
Tricurion work.
Tricurion pieces?
Tricurion assistant pieces.
So what we found playing was that we were getting a little bit confused about, since we're going back and forth, like whose board turn it was.
Yeah.
Because we're one person controlling 2 boards. And you have to keep your resources separate, even though you're sharing fortitude
Right.
resource. Your upgrades and things like that, you have to be very careful about which deck you're using for each person.
Yeah,
So-
and whose turn it is, because
whose
we're going to
turn it is.
alternate. When it's your turn, at the very beginning of this round, Frances is going to decide which of her spirits she wants to
Right.
take the first set of actions. You have to do 1 to 3 actions. You can't take no actions with the spirit. You have to do at least 1. But up to a maximum of 3. So say she starts with sympathy. Sympathy takes her, or empathy. She takes her 1 to 3 actions. She's going to then pass it to me, and then I get to choose whether anxiety or malice goes. But then she has to go with harmony,
Right.
and then I have to go with whichever one I didn't choose, and then it goes over
And we found that
again.
we're like thinking so much about our strategy that like we were like pulling stuff off the wrong cards.
Oh
So
yeah,
anyway,
yeah. So this is going to identify
So
which spirit
who's
is
the
actually
active
going.
Player, yeah. So
Yep.
at the end of like Harmony's turn, for example, I'll move it to empathy, and then I know next time I'm using her. So
Yeah, it's just
that's
for us. It's
how
very
that goes.
controlling with any game. When you control 2 complete player boards, it can get very confusing.
Yeah.
So
But
that's
that
it.
remedied it.
I think
So
we're going to
good.
get ready to start this
Let's
game because I
start
think
this
that was
thing. I'm
enough
Jibba jabba.
enough jibba jabba, enough of the palaver.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So let's see.
So round
Round
1.
And this game is only played in 5 rounds, by the way.
Yes.
So keep that in mind. All right, so as I'm thinking about what I want to do here, I'll show you what the cards kind of look like. So these are the Bliss cards. They're adorable. Actually, yours are kind of adorable too, even though they're like really
But they're
gloomy.
so evil.
And you'll see at the top of the card we have the amount of essence that you can kind of load onto this card. And you'll see a little arrow at different points. Oh, well, all these are on number 2, but that indicates when we're able to
Right.
actually upgrade.
Like some of mine are actually not till the 3rd
Yeah.
level.
Yep, exactly. And then at the very bottom, it gives us a little iconography to tell us what this card does. And there's some passive bonuses. So we have a sheet, again, probably off camera from what you can see, that tells us, kind of a cheat sheet that shows us what each of these passive bonuses is. And that will influence our decision about where to place them and what to do.
And when to place them.
Right.
There's a lot of strategy to it.
Exactly.
So we're going to go ahead and think about what to do for our actions and get this game kicked off.
All right, so let me explain something to you. All right, so one thing you can do is before you take your action, you can choose to do an upgrade. And on the player board, it'll tell you exactly how many cards you need to discard in order to take an upgrade slot. So most of them are going to be discard 1 card.
Mm-hmm.
The meditate actions, the first 2 upgrades, you actually have to discard 2 cards. So
right.
I'm going to discard this card called Cheerfulness. I'm just going to put it in my discard pile so that I can upgrade this Invoke Emotion, because that's the action I'm going to take. And on the very top of the card, you'll see that each card has those vibes on it. So this one's like kind of a bird or something. And I'll go ahead and place that bird. But again, her ability is that she can place any vibe that she wants on here. So it doesn't have to be what's associated with the card. But, we'll play along for now.
All right.
So I'm going to do that. And then that doesn't cost a fortitude to do. It's just kind of a free action if you want to. And then I'm going to spend for my first action, I'll pay 1 fortitude and 2 willpower to the general supply to invoke courage. Right?
Courage.
Oh, I don't want to invoke courage.
I don't know.
Oh, crap. Because you don't control that frontier.
I'm sorry.
All right, well, maybe I'll put longing down then.
Are you trying to trigger some abilities?
Yes,
Oh.
I am.
Too soon. Too soon for your tricks.
It is a little bit too soon. That's okay. All right, well, I'll put down longing then. That's fine. So as long as longing is part of one of my unities, and a unity is basically a chain of similar emotions, it gains a +1 intensity marker. So I'm going to put this here because, again, this is the only spot that she can actually place or invoke an emotion right now without moving. Mm-hmm. So that's going to get a regular essence, and I paid my 2 willpower to put that down. And it's not going to get another essence, but it's going to get one of these +1 intensity markers that just gets placed on the card. And essentially what that does is acts as additional influence while it's next to another one of my bliss cards.
I see.
So should this ever get destroyed or something,
right.
That would come off.
So that was your first...
That was my first action.
Oh, it was your first action. So we're going to use these +1 tokens over here to indicate actions taken.
Little modification.
Yeah, because it's also tough to keep track of how many actions you've taken.
It is, because again, your fortitude isn't necessarily in line with... Well, it's in line with how many actions you've taken,
right.
roughly, but
if you spent it across multiple
and you forget
spirits,
how many actions you took, it just gets confusing. So that's what we do. Again, remedied. But now I think I don't have any more essence. I think for my second action, I'll generate some willpower. So again, that's a free action for me.
Right, because you control it.
Because I control it. So it costs me a fortitude, but I just get 3 willpower for that. And I'd really like to get some essence too. But I may decide to take a draw card action. Okay, so I'm going to, for my last action, I'm going to use this main board action, which costs 1 fortitude and 1 willpower. And I'm going to draw 2 cards and keep 1.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And you're done.
And I'm done, so you can go.
Okay, so I'm going to start with some anxiety. I need to get some bad vibes on the board. Bad juju. All right, so anxiety is right here.
Mm-hmm.
So I can obviously only influence that area. But I'm going to I'm going to do something similar, and I'm going to put down some cards. So I want to do an upgrade, but I don't want to. So I might get rid of. Yeah, I'll get rid of suspicion for now. So I'm going to discard I'm going to discard boredom. Okay, and boredom's got the yellow vibe, so I'm going to upgrade the invoke emotion. And I'm going to play out. It's going to cost me. So it's my first action. Where did I put my action tokens? Here we go. So I spend my fortitude, put my first action down here, did the upgrade, and I'm going to play anger out here.
Okay.
Do you mind throwing some essence on him? The essence of emerald. And I'm going to discard. It's going to cost me 2 willpower to do that. But I've just taken control now of the...
Of what?
The information highway.
No, you haven't.
I haven't? Why not?
Oh, you have.
I certainly have.
Yes, you did.
We each have 1 power in that realm, but because I have a unity now in the frontier, that 1 strength on the anger
Kind of
I just
bleeds
put out
over.
bleeds over. Now,
Right.
the anger's ability, once they're invoked, is to draw 2 and keep 1 card.
Oh, that's great.
Yep, so I get to draw 2, keep 1. So I have to decide what I'm going to do. So that was my first action. I think I'll keep maybe some fear. Fear seems like a good one. So that's my first. What's my second? I'm going to generate some power, I think. So I'm going to take which one is generate power? This guy. So the way this one works is I have to pay 1 because I don't own that mountain region. And then I get back 3.
Right.
So you could say just take 2, which is what I sometimes do. But if I had no willpower, I couldn't take that action. My second one is going to be to go to the Tree of Woe and convert on a 1 to
really the Tree
1.
of Woe.
No, it's not. I don't remember the Tree of Woe. I'll look it up. So what I do is I convert 1 for 1 for essence. So I can do up to 5. Actually, up to as many as I want. So I'm going to do 2 of them to get back 2 essence. They come from my supply. And that was my third action, right? So it's 1, 2, 3. Sometimes I forget to track that, but that's all 3. Anxiety's turn is now over. I'm going to drop over to malice, and you actually kick off with empathy.
Empathy. All right, I'm just gonna do some stuff here. All right, so empathy. I'm gonna start by upgrading. So I'm gonna get rid of one of my cards, and I'll just go over here, I guess. And she has to take from the proper vibe, so that one that I discarded is this kind of green one. I'm upgrading my move action, and then I'm going to take my move action, so that costs me 1 willpower. And she can now move 2 spaces, and she can hop over this guy. So hopping over anxiety, and going all the way up here to this realm space. So that was my first action. Put my little counters on there. So that was number 1. Second action, I'm going to pay 2 willpower. Yeah. And place courage here. Now, courage's special ability is that when it is invoked on a gloom-controlled frontier, which it is, it returns 2 willpower. So I actually get 2 willpower back.
That's pretty good.
Which is fantastic. So I invoked. And
Wow.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, wow, this actually comes off now.
Yes, it does. Oh, yes, it does.
And you just gain control of that realm as well.
I did, yeah. And that's the fun wheel, right?
Yeah.
It's a fun wheel.
I have no idea. It's a wheel of fun.
It's the land of desires.
It is the land of desires, actually.
All right, and then for my third action, I'm going to, I think I'll actually meditate. So.
In meditate's an action you can only take once per round.
Yes, per round. Per player. Per spirit.
Per spirit,
So-
correct.
So how meditate works is you can be in an origin space or a realm space, doesn't matter. The advantage to being in an origin space, which I'm not, is that you can actually pick from 2 pools of willpower. Because I'm in the realm space, I have to pick from this one, which is fine, because that's the one I want. And, oh, you know what I should have done? Oh, that's okay. Maybe next time. I'm going to take 1 willpower from the origin space, and that comes right back to me. If I had control over an adjacent frontier, that would actually net me an additional 1 or 2.
Or 2, depending.
Willpower, but I don't. That's okay. Then the action that's associated with this is to place an upgrade for free.
Yep.
So
anywhere on your single card actions.
Anywhere on my player board, where do I want to put it? I think I'll actually take this one. I'm going to upgrade my willpower
You
action.
can't.
Oh, I can't?
That's a double card action.
These ones.
Yeah.
Oh, the single cards, right.
Yeah,
right.
so the only ones that cost 2 cards are your meditation
right.
actions. So it can be any of these single cards.
Okay.
As desirable as that is.
I'm
not going to let you cheat me out of this one.
Oh, stop.
Got to watch her. She cheats.
I don't cheat that badly. She's already upgraded for that.
And then the meditate action doesn't actually cost any willpower to do, but it does cost a fortitude.
I'm gonna place this on the quell action, I think.
All right.
Just because that one's, for her, it's hard.
Yeah.
To do that because she can only use upgrade the vibe tokens for the cards she's putting down.
Vibes, yeah.
So something else that I will mention about these upgrades is that you have to have different vibes in each slot.
Each column.
So you can't have a whole column of, the yellow or whatever. They have to be different, which makes it very hard to do these upgrades sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. The final thing we do with the meditation is to spin the board.
Spin the wheel.
Yay! So now our origin piles have shifted, and this gets covered up with a nice little square, which you may or may not be able to see, and that just indicates that I've used my meditation action for empathy already, so I can't use it again. And that's it. I'm out of actions.
That was all 3?
So, yeah, that was all 3.
Oh, you moved, you invoked,
I
and then you
and I
meditated, and you paid all of the fortitude?
I did. I'm at 3.
Should you be at 2?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh, yeah.
Again,
Thanks.
the cheating.
I get too excited.
Okay, so I am Malice this time. And
This time?
I was Anxiety before. Well, yeah, I'm always Malice. All right, so what I'm going to do here is, do I want to play... I'm going to invoke, that's for sure, on Malice. And I think I might do his upgrade as well, because it's actually worth it to do. I just don't know which of these to put down. You know what? I'll get rid of Suspicion. So I'm going to discard Suspicion, and that's a green. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Yep, I'm going to do that. So he's going to gain, I'm going to use this to do my upgrade, this green vibe, and put it here. That's going to cost me that, and I paid my 2 willpower. And I'm going to invoke, I think, Selfishness. So Selfishness's ability is when I intensify this card, I must move an essence from another gloom emotion. So he takes their essence when I intensify him. But he's very powerful because his 2nd level intensity is a 3 strength.
Yeah, that's good.
So he goes there. I actually gain control back of that frontier. And so that was my first action, right? Mm-hmm. My second action with Malice, I believe, actually I took that out of the jar. It's supposed to come out of my pool. This was things to remember. There's so many little things. I think I'm going to do the... Yeah. I'm going to do the meditate action with him as well. So that's my second And I'm going to hit actually the same pool that you hit because this is a very powerful one. Right? So I'm going to get 2, though, this time.
Right.
And I'm allowed, since I'm in the origin space, I get to take from either of these pools. And I'm going to choose this one.
Mm-hmm.
I get 1 for just doing it and +1 for any
Your adjacent frontier.
adjacent frontier. And I'm only adjacent to 1 in this space. So I take 2 this time. And the bonus is going to be
Place an upgrade.
place an upgrade. So I will place an upgrade on, I'm going to do the invoke. I'm going to put this green one over here.
That's Quell.
Quell, rather. Quell, yes, I'm going to do Quell, like you did.
Okay.
But they're different columns, right? So I'm okay with having the same color out there. That was my second action. For my third, I'm going to convert 3 of these willpower into 3 essence
Nice.
for malice. And he's done. 1, 2. Oh, sorry. 3, 1, 2, 3. It's tough to track that stuff. But he's done. So,
Okay. And did you spin the board?
spin the dial. Boom. Now, here's the thing. As soon as one of these orbs is empty of willpower, we trigger a revelation. And which is really just we score all of our objectives and hopefully get some of these fragments out there.
Right.
So that's it. It's
All
back
right.
to you. And we're going to keep going back and forth.
Until we're out of fortitude.
Yep. And then that triggers round end.
All right.
So you're back to harmony now. E-harmony.
Back to I'm back to harmony.
Oh, wait. I have I have the
Excited.
tree. I have the tree. Oh, and I forgot to flip this guy. So.
Yeah. And I'm wheel and mountains, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. For my first action, I'm going to meditate with harmony. 'Cause I feel like we're getting to the end here this round. So I'm going to use her to meditate. I'm going to take from the essence origin space. So I'm going to take 1 plus another 1 because I'm adjacent to this frontier here. So those go there. And then the bonus for this is that I get to take 1 essence. So I'll take my 1 essence. And the board spins. And that's it.
You're just going to do that one thing.
Meditated. No, that's it for the meditate.
Oh, okay.
action. And for my second action, I don't have the time to do what I want to do.
That is unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate. She needs to move, but I don't have quite the space to do it. But I will anyway. I'm gonna move her anyway. I think. Yeah. Before I move her, see, I'd really like to. Okay, I'm gonna discard this and upgrade my move action before I move, and then I'll go ahead and move her up here.
Okay.
And that's it. I'm out of fortitude.
Wow. You have absolutely no fortitude.
I don't.
All right. So actually, it's Anxiety's turn. And he's feeling very anxious. So what he's going to do is discard Suspicion to perform an upgrade action. Where's all my action markers?
They're all over here.
No, my action markers.
Oh.
They're
I don't know.
here.
Huh.
Here we go. So I'm going to do a move, but I'm upgrading, and I did it with a green. So I'm going to put this here. I'm going to do a move. And Anxiety is actually going to go boom, boom, because that lets me move 2 now. And that costs me 1 of these and 1 of my power. I have 1 power left.
What are you going to do?
I don't. Actually, you know what? Can I take that back?
I guess. How
I'm gonna-
far back are you going?
Just
here?
one, just the beginning.
So you're not upgrading and you're
no.
not moving 2.
Take
Where
my-
were you up here?
And I was I down there?
I
Yeah, I
don't
was.
know
I was
yet.
down there.
You were down here?
No, I was here.
You were here.
Because I moved 2. I went boom, boom. So what I'm actually going to do is meditate first.
Okay.
And that's going to cost me my 1 fortitude.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to get 1. I'm going to take from this pool.
Cool. Good
And
choice.
I'm going to take from, I own that
Frontier.
So I'm going to take 2 willpower because this one, and this bonus gives me 1 fortitude. So that gives me sort of, that makes this meditate a free action, basically.
Yes.
And then this rotates. And now I'm going to do my move upgrade. So I'm discarding suspicion, taking my move. So this was action 1, action 2. I'll pay the 1, spend the fortitude, upgrade this guy, and move down here.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm here, I'm going to take my third action is going to be invoke emotion. I'm going to invoke fear
Okay.
into this.
The heart of millions.
Oh, no, right there.
Over here. Okay.
Right, so that's going to cost me 2, and I'm going to pay an extra 2 to put 2
Oh, okay. Essence on there.
essence on him.
And that's the upgrade for invoke.
Right.
By the way. Okay, great. So you take the control of this realm
Right.
and this frontier.
Right. And that was all 3, so that actually ended up destroying the rest of my fortitude.
Okay, that's the end of the round.
That is the end of the round. What we do now is sort of like the cleanup phase, right?
Yeah, we just move these off.
Yep, these guys refresh. We
Draw a
draw a card. And you basically start us off. All right.
Okay. So we're actually going to move our dials up
Yes.
1 extra fortitude this time. So instead of 8, now we have 9.
And we are in round number 2.
Round 2.
And now we can actually, you can decide who you want to start with because
Oh, crap. Yeah, I'm not starting with her.
you don't have to necessarily, right? I think at the start of the new round, you actually,
Yeah, I think you can pick.
you can pick who you want to kick off that round again, just like we did in the first. So this is now you're deciding which of your spirits is going to go first because that'll set the pace for this whole round.
Right.
If there's
She's got
lots
so
of
much
things
willpower.
you want to get done, and there certainly are.
Excellent. Okay. Perfect. So, for my first action, I am going to invoke
Oh my goodness.
an emotion. I'm going to invoke some self-esteem here. So I'm going to pay 2. And 1 goes on here. And think about what I want to do. Because it doesn't give me control over that realm. But that does come off.
Right, so now
Actually, it does. No, it doesn't because we each no, you know what
You-
it does?
you get it.
No, here I go, back and forth. I get control because of this +1,
Yep.
right? So
that was
even though
the
you have you're kind of bleeding over in your unity there, I have +1 because
right.
it's part
So
of the unit.
you want it. You got the Willow of Values.
And the special ability of self-esteem is to draw a card from the deck, and I have to immediately use it to increase my mindset, which is what we're doing with these upgrades. So I'm going to discard it right away, and I can do an upgrade. And I think I will do maybe this. So what that allows me to do is to pay an extra willpower when I invoke and take an essence from the pool, not from my own, supply, and place it on the card that I invoked, which is really cool. So that was my first action, was just to place that card. For my second action, I should probably get essence while it's free for me, don't you think? I'll go ahead and pay like 2 willpower and get 2 essence. And
So that was your second action?
that was my second action. And for my third action, I'm going to intensify, and I'm in control of the circus.
The
The circus of values, the land of desires.
Circus of values.
Circus of values. That's what, like these two realms. They're like a combination. It's like Vampire.
The land of desires, yes.
Land of desires. I'm going to intensify my self-esteem.
All right, and it costs what, 2 willpower?
No, it's free for me.
Oh, it's free.
Yeah, it's just an action. So 1, 2, 3. Yep, done.
Okay.
So she's done.
She's
You're
done.
up.
I'm up. So I'm going to start out by doing a little bit of malice, I think. And malice is going to start by... He's going to start by moving, I think.
Okay.
All right, so he's going to pay a fortitude and move, and that's going to cost him 1 of his willpower. He's going to move over to here. And now he's going to engage in some power generation. So I'm going to pay 1 willpower and gain back 3, right?
Okay.
That was my second action. And for his third, that was this guy here. For his third, he's going to perform the quell. Now, his quell action has been upgraded, and it has to be upgraded in order for you to even use it. And it can only attack those of matching color vibe, right? And he happens to have the green vibe. So what this will do is it'll cost me 1 fortitude, 2 willpower.
You're trying so hard.
But he's got a special ability that if he quells, I pay an additional willpower. And I'm going to siphon this red into a blue.
That's so terrible.
And because I've taken all of the essence off of that, what is it called?
Longing.
The longing. I've just sapped the longing out.
I know. And that's why it's important. These intensifiers are important because they're not essence.
Right.
Had I had 2 essence on there, he couldn't have done that.
No, I
So-
would have had to take that action twice.
And this has to go in my discard. Now, it's important on each of our decks for each of the players, there's either indicated by a dot or like a little moon at the very bottom who this belongs to.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put this back where it belongs in Harmony's pile.
Right, otherwise, because they
Just
do
reminds me
share...
where to put them back.
They do
down.
share emotion cards, so it's very easy to get confused there. But that was his third and final action.
Okay, so a couple things happened here. I still have control over the frontier,
Right.
but I no longer have control over the realm.
Well, you do.
I don't.
Two.
because
It's
you
tied.
have 2.
Yeah. So nobody has control
I mean, I'll
over
gladly keep it. But
the tree of values, the willow of values. Okay, so that. So now you just have to flip over
my tree.
your willow of values action. Malice is finished, so I will have to go to anxiety next. But it's over to you.
Okay. All right. So let's see what we can do here. I am going to start out by upgrading. See, I'll have to use this one. That's an example of why I need to do that. Okay. I guess I'm discarding optimism for my first action. Oh, not as an action. I'm going to do a move, but that's one of these little blue swirlies.
Why'd you put them above your
Okay.
discard pile?
What? Oh, I don't know. There's so many decks, so many piles, not enough space. All right, so I just upgraded my move action. So when I take my move action right now, which I already spent my dial, I pay 1 willpower, and I get to go 1, 2, and the upgrade lets me land on the same spot where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm empathy. You can do that. And then I'm going to take for my second action this gain I can't do that. Ugh. I can't gain essence.
Well,
And place a card.
because you're gonna have not enough willpower left.
Yeah, so... And what are our meditations here?
You'll gain willpower, 2 willpower,
Yeah.
or draw 2 cards, discard 1, I think, or just draw a card.
That's still not enough. So I actually can't. I could really use some essence. What does self-esteem do? Oh yeah, I already did that. Courage. I already did that one. Well, blast.
Blast it.
Blasted. Alright, well maybe but then I can't upgrade move if I don't actually move.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Right. But you moved.
I know I did, but I guess I'll just stay there.
All right.
Alright. I'm gonna, instead of moving 2 to where you are, I'm just gonna move here. I'll keep the upgrade. Cool?
Mm-hmm. That works.
Are we cool? And then for my second action, I'm gonna pay 2 willpower to quell selfishness. Get that off the board. So actually your frontier control goes away.
Yeah.
And I get control over this here. So that was my second action.
Yeah, you just took back the tree.
That's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And then for my third and final action. Oh yeah, I took control of the tree.
The willow of value.
I think I'll meditate.
Okay, so you just get a card draw for that.
Yeah.
And you're going to get 2 willpower.
Wait, why do I get a card draw for that? I'm sitting here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were here.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me what actions I can take. So I'm going to do this, move her here. Because I actually don't know what I want to do. So that would give me an extra action. That would give me a card draw, which I don't think is going to be great for me right now. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one. So I only get 1 though.
Mhm.
Only 1 willpower. And I get an extra action for doing that.
Yep.
So, all right. That's all.
Okay.
You're up.
So anxiety is up.
Anxiety is up.
Really is. He's got no willpower whatsoever. So he's gonna have to. Wow. So this is the thing. If you are completely out of willpower, you're kind of stuck. So I'm gonna. What you could do is you could spend 1 fortitude to gain 1 willpower at any point. You can do
Right.
that, which is kind of a poor trade-off. But since I still have the meditate option, I'm going to spend a fortitude to take the meditate.
Okay.
That'll give me 1, 2 from this pool. Plus I get 2 more because the bonus is 2.
Right.
So he really ripped through that pool
Yeah.
and now has 4.
You don't get 2 from in here though.
Oh, I don't?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. I get them from the
general supply.
supply. And this actually turns. And that's my first action with him. So now my second, I'm going to go and I don't have the tree anymore, which is unfortunate because I needed that. Because now I have to spend an action to convert like 2 of these into 1 essence. What are you
I was looking
looking
at your selfishness card.
Yeah.
I screwed up because I can only quell the blue.
Yeah.
I don't think your selfishness was blue. It was green, wasn't it?
It is green.
Okay, so put that back and just take off bleakness.
Oh, okay.
It's the same thing. So, I mean, as far as control goes. But I didn't want you to lose that. So take bleakness off. No, this stays because bleakness comes off.
Why does he come off?
Because I'm going to quell him instead.
From where?
From here.
You can't.
Oh.
You're not adjacent to bleakness.
Oh.
So you have to be adjacent to the emotion. This is the only space that's adjacent. So you were only adjacent to selfishness.
Right,
But you could move, right? Because you can move here and do it instead of moving there. Right? Had you moved here, you could have quelled him and still hit that one that you hit. This one at the time?
Oh, that's true.
So
let's just do that.
The whole move is still valid.
Okay.
It's just
let's just
change
that.
it up. So now that
I didn't want that to confuse people.
That's fine. So bleakness actually doesn't go in the discard. He comes off the board. He's out of the game now because he's one of the starter powers.
Right.
So nothing else changes. You still control this realm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I can move on to my own spot. I don't know.
Yep. So that was my first action.
For the interruption.
No, that's fine. That's good clarity though. And so I guess what I'll do for my second action, now that I have some power, is I'll invoke emotion. I'll bring jealousy out and put them in the only available emotion slot. There's one. It cost me 2 willpower. And I'm only going to do 2 actions with him.
Okay.
So he's done. I don't get anything for that, though. Special. But that's it. That's all I want to do. All right, so now it goes back to whoever.
Back to Harmony.
Harmony, okay.
Okay. So for my first action with her, I'm going to meditate. That costs 1 action. So I can only take from this pool, so that's where I'm going to take from. And I get to take both.
You do?
1 for taking the action, and 1 because I have a control of a frontier here. So I take both of these. I get to do my upgrade.
The bonus upgrade action.
Bonus upgrade. And I think I'll do this one here, my invoke. And that triggers a revelation, actually.
It does. So once the origin sphere is emptied, it creates a revelation.
Yes.
So
let's walk through.
So the first thing we do is the first thing you do during revelation is check the face-up common goal card, right? So whoever has the most upgrade tokens, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7.
Yeah, and I've got 4. So you definitely won that. Okay. So now we check our common goals, right? And so
oh crap!
What?
No, I did this the wrong way.
Why?
I'll explain later. This is what I was trying to figure out: is do I need to get a card down now before I trigger a revelation, or can I do it afterwards?
No.
I was thinking about when the bliss fragments are scored, something's going to happen.
They're scored immediately.
I have a card that lets me put down this card if a bliss fragment is scored. But we're not going to get a bliss fragment until we do our assessment. So
Correct.
that really blows for me because I didn't plan well for that.
Okay.
But whatever. I would have put this down first.
Okay.
I would have put this down first. I would have moved here. No, I couldn't anyway. All right, never mind. Let's just do it.
She can't share a space. Yeah, she can't share a space with me. Okay, so let's just go with the revelation then, right?
Yeah,
we've already started scoring it. So you won this one, so that's yours.
All right.
So now we check our hidden tiles, our hidden bonus cards.
Yeah,
so
you ruined me.
I ruined you?
Yeah.
Okay. So mine was to have the most essence on the board. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I actually won that for me.
Okay. And mine was to have the biggest chain of cards, which I had but you took it. And also, if I could have put my card down, I would have gotten it. But
All
I
right.
can't, so I lost mine.
All right. So
we
now,
got one.
all right. So if you won your secret gold card, you announce it and set it aside, right?
Yep.
Then we're going to draw a new gold card at random for next. Okay, as long as it doesn't meet the middle one. The middle one's actually
draw another middle one.
goes up as well
and this
to
is
make
the
sure
same thing.
you're good. So if you didn't win your gold card though, you may choose one. That's up to you now.
Yeah.
This stays out. I think they're gone for.
Just keep it out of the game.
Yeah.
Um.
And the one I did has actually gone now
I'll
as
keep
well.
that. That's fine.
All right. So now they're all gone. So the next part of the revelation is based on the number of completed goals, right? So if a side won 2 goals, and neither of us did. If you won 2 goals, you'd be able to put out one of your major fragments.
If you won 2 goals to your opponent's
To your opponent's 0, correct.
It's all about difference.
Right.
So if there was a 1-point difference, then you'd get a small fragment. But I think because we tied, we both get.
If
a
we
small
both
fragment.
tie, we each get to put out a minor fragment. So if you have a landslide victory, you get to put out one of your major fragments, and that with that comes a lot of bonuses. So right now we've each built a fragment.
And I will put this out though. So when a bliss fragment is scored, I can immediately invoke excitement.
Oh, okay.
I'm so excited.
So invoke excitement.
Excitement. And
Whose card was that?
I'm sorry, what?
So I wonder if that has to go where your
It has to. It's
spirit is,
Harmony's
right?
card, and I'm assuming it has to go. Like it's like an evoke action.
Yeah,
so
that
it
would
has to
make the
go
most
next to
sense.
her.
All right.
And I don't think I have to pay. Oh yeah, without spending fortitude. Do I have to pay willpower though?
I would think you have to. Well, no, I think you get the opportunity to do it,
just,
right?
I don't have to spend an action.
Now,
to do
with
it.
jealousy, his ability
Yeah.
is when a bliss fragment is scored, place 1 essence on jealousy from the supply.
Yeah.
So if it
that's
doesn't
creepy.
specifically say from the supply, it has to
Yeah.
come, in my opinion, it has to come from your
Yep, that's our
own.
understanding.
So jealousy, because he's so jealous, he has to have what everyone else
He
has.
gets essence
Yeah.
from.
He gains strength from other people's success
I know.
because he's so angry.
Yeah.
But that's really it. So now what we do is we refill the
The pool.
the pool,
empty one
the empty
with
pool
5
with
more.
5, and we would add 1 additional for every major fragment that is actually facing that way, because major fragments actually have
Major fragment.
they actually have these little symbol notches, and they face a certain you face a certain pool, and then that basically will give you a second bonus in
Right.
that pool action if you happen to be facing it. So just something to keep in mind for later. But that's it. We're slowly building this
We are.
this personality, but we've got some equal influence, which is kind of good.
Uh-huh.
Right. So that ends the revelation.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Right. So then
Yeah, so I
you
continue my
continue on
turns.
your merry turn.
Yep.
And decide what you want to do.
Okay. All right. So I actually should have, because of this upgrade, what this allows you to do with this little arrow circle is when I spend my willpower, one of them can stay here, and then it comes back to me at the end of my turn.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll sit there. I can't use it right now.
Right.
But it will come back, so it's good. So for my next action, I have no cards.
I bet I know what you're gonna do.
Do you?
Maybe.
I'm actually going to take essence. So where is that? Here. And that is, I can just trade in my 2 willpower for 2 essence.
1 for 1, right?
And for my last action, I'm going to gain willpower, maybe? Or I could move my other, all she'd be able to do is like move though. Yeah, I'll go ahead and gain willpower. So I'll get 3 willpower here. Just stock her up on resources. And that's it. I'm out of fortitude. So she gets her willpower back from here. And that's the end.
The end.
Of her.
It's the end of you. All right. What am I going to do here? This is...
What do you have? 3 Fortitude left?
I do, and I'm going with Malice now. So what Malice is going to do right off the bat... This is tough. This is a real tough one, I think. Yeah, because I want anxiety to do some stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna start by moving Malice. Yeah, I'm gonna move Malice, I think. So my first action will be to move Malice. Oh shoot, Malice doesn't have any willpower. So why don't we just use that one action to meditate instead. He's only going to get one willpower, but I'm going to take it from this pool. Right? He only gets one because I don't have control here. And he's going to get an upgrade, though, which I will take, I guess, this blue one. And I'll put it here.
I actually have control of that now.
You do. All right, so my next action is going to be to move him. Oh, no. Is going to be to generate willpower, because I have none. So pay 1, get back 3, which is terrible. And I guess, you know what, I might as well just invoke right here, because if I move, I can't do that, right? And that'll be my last action for this turn. And I will put down... I'll put down some more jealousy.
That's the worst.
It is, being so jealous. He's so jealous. All right, so that's going to cost me 2. I can't pay another 2, which kind of stinks, because I would have been able to pump him full of essence, at least another level of essence to make him tougher to get rid of. But it's all he can afford. Okay, so that ends my third action, and I'm out of power. I'm out of fortitude. So,
all right.
You're out as well?
I'm out as well.
Okay, so let's we're going to round 3, and we're going to put this up to 10.
Mine's already at round 3.
So is mine.
It's because of the dial.
The dial just knows. Reset
Okay.
all of these guys. We draw a card, which I am in need of.
Me too.
And we're going to start round 3 of 5. Wow, we're actually chugging through this.
We are. All right. So, first I'm going to upgrade. Ooh, yeah, I'm going to upgrade. So I'm going to get rid of this generosity and put this guy here. And then I'm going to take that action. So, action 1 will be to spend 2. Wait a minute, I'm jumping ahead of myself. I'm jumping like way ahead of myself. Alright, my first action is actually going to be to move here.
Alright, so that just pay the willpower in that.
1 to move.
Yeah, just want to move.
Did I just toss a willpower in there?
You did for your second action.
Oh wait, I already did?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then move your fortitude up 1 more. Spend another fortitude, because that's 1 for move, 1
Yeah.
for the upgrade.
No, the upgrade is free.
Right, but you're going to take that action, right?
Yeah,
That you
exactly.
paid for already.
Yep. Alright, then I will quell selfishness once and for all.
Why are you being so selfish with this? That's a green.
Yeah, that's a green too.
Okay, you do have green.
Yeah, I just upgraded it.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Okay.
All right, so
And then I think I will use my last action to gain some willpower. So I'll just get 3 willpower. Okay. She's done.
she's done.
Yeah.
Oh, my. Okay. This is very interesting. All right, I'm going to start with Malice again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what he's going to do... Yikes. Do I want to do that? I don't know. Yeah, this is tough. This is really tough. What to do
What are you
here?
thinking?
I'm just trying to think about, do I want to beef up jealousy? Or do I want to do something else? But because anxiety has no willpower, so
Right.
it's kind of tough for me to do anything with him right now. And malice is kind of in a really rough spot. But you know what? Actually, I think I'll do this. I'm gonna spend 1. So my first action is going to be to move with him, and I'll spend 1. And he's going to go here into this realm. And then with his next action, he's going to actually meditate. And he's going to gain the last 2 from this.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not sure I want to...
You really want to start a revolution right now?
I need to look at my goal real quick. Yeah, because I'm 1, 2. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. All right, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take this, and he also gets 1 energy, right? So that cost him an energy, and he gains an energy. So that turn, like he spent an energy to move.
Uh-huh.
Because we started at 10 this round, right?
Yes, we did.
All right, so he spent an energy to move.
He spent an energy to meditate.
Spent energy to meditate, but I gain an energy back.
Okay.
Right, and I get 2 of those.
Okay.
Now he's done, and that triggers the...
But you, yeah, exactly.
Right, triggers it triggers the revelation. So we both checked this one.
So you got that
I
one.
got it, yeah. My goal card, I didn't get. It was the one we had last time, and I know I don't have the upgrades.
Ah, I did get mine. It was to control more realms, which I do.
Okay.
So.
Wow. So we each get another fragment.
Yep.
Minor fragment. And jealousy actually gets a little more.
A little
It's
more.
a good thing you
jealous.
knocked him off, because the other jealousy, because he would have powered up again.
I know.
But
that's why I don't.
no, actually, no. I do have one
he's
here, and
That
I
was
have one there.
selfishness.
Oh, that was selfishness. So actually, both of my jealousies just powered up.
Yeah.
That's a very powerful card.
Very powerful. And
Wow. And this actually rotates. So we're going to fill that back up with 5, and it rotated. I just rotated it.
Okay.
So 5. So the common goal comes up again.
Okay.
So that's
What's that,
whoever
more
has the
essence?
most essence on the board.
Yeah.
And then we get another random. Interesting. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna have to look it up and see what that means.
All right. So that was my second action with him, right? My first action was to move. My second was to meditate. So Mouse can no longer meditate. But his third action is going to be, I'm going to do an upgrade. So I'm going to discard bitterness for the yellow upgrade symbol. For invocation, he's going to actually invoke with 1 essence suspicion here. And now suspicion, he gains a +1 intensity marker if there was a bliss emotion in the same realm. But there is no bliss emotion in... Actually, there is a bliss emotion in this realm, so he does get a +1 intensity marker. Wow, so he's like your...
Wow.
He's like your...
So suspicious.
Yeah, what is that other one that you had that get the +1?
Longing.
Was it longing?
Yeah.
So...
But only if it was like adjacent to other bliss.
Oh, okay. So yeah, because he longs
Yeah, it
friendship.
wasn't his interactivity.
So he's actually a +2. So I gain control over this realm here. And that was my third action with him. So he's completely done.
Okay.
And it moves to you. One thing I forgot to do is with this upgrade is actually, it's called determination. So when you spend the willpower to do this move, you put one of them here, and then at the end of his turn, he actually gets that back.
Cool.
Cool.
Huh.
Are you thinking of upgrading?
I'm gonna upgrade.
What?
Okay, I'm thinking about it. Thinking about it. I have to think about whether I can actually do this though. So, and how many moves I have. So, let's see. Put that off there. So, I'm going to take, for my first move, I'm going to take the Intensify from here. And intensify this self-esteem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to, that was my first move, right? There we go, okay. And for my second move, I'm going to do an upgrade before I do the invoke action, so I'll discard that and bring in that. So I unlocked the ability to upgrade to my strong emotions.
That's right.
So I can
For Harmony's
take
emotions.
this action for Harmony's strong emotions.
Correct.
So she changes self-esteem into dignity.
Oh, you are now dignified.
dignified.
So this guy
So
goes.
this comes off the board, into my discard, and then that goes on the board, and it replaced by all the essence that was on my other card.
Yep.
And what dignity allows, I have to pay the willpower for
We'll
that
put
too.
one.
But I think you get it back.
We put one there.
Yeah.
You put one in the thing, and you actually get one back.
I get 2 back actually.
You do.
Yes. Those are the. It's not.
Oh, that's the
right on
upgraded
board,
rules?
but it's the new rules.
Okay.
Yeah. So I get those. Plus, I get this one that I put on there
Well, that at the end of your turn, you get that.
at the end of my turn. I just want all the willpower.
I know you want it all right now.
All right. So dignity has this equation on the bottom.
Yes.
That's like x equals the sum of whatever. So x equals the highest number of same color vibes across all bliss mindsets. So these are my mindsets. And the highest number that I have is 3.
Okay, so dignity is a strength of 3. Is that what you're saying?
It's 3, 3, 3. So it's actually a strength of 9.
No, you only get the strength of the highest number, remember?
What?
You only get the strength. It's not cumulative, their strength. So even though I have unlocked his second level, he's still only a strength of 1. It's not until...
I see.
It's
So
always
it's
this,
strength of
the
3.
strength is always for the highest level. It's not cumulative. That's absolutely the rule.
Okay.
Um,
It just doesn't... Okay.
because
I
it's
guess.
always the furthest right filled in
Yeah, I know.
spot.
Because this one was a strength of 2 max.
Right.
So that one's a strength of 3.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. So what happens with these, by the way, is if you start quelling this and you start taking essence off of that card, instead of it coming off the board and that being blank, my other card goes back on there.
What do you mean?
It just downgrades it.
Oh, he doesn't come off the board. He goes to the minor
exactly.
version of him. Okay. To do that, could you put a 2 and a 1 on here so that we know? Just
So
so
you know
everybody
what to do.
remembers how much it
Yeah.
is, and we can adjust that as you
Right. As
you start to upgrade
things
stuff.
and
Yep.
everything. All right. So that was my second action only.
So dignity is going to be kind of hard to dig off the board here.
I forget if I turned this. I'm going to turn it just in case. I might have lost myself a point, but
All right.
yeah, dignity is hard to get off the board now.
Yeah.
so
I
much
guess we have to get in the habit of spending everything first, and then taking the action,
Yeah,
so that we
exactly.
know we've spent everything.
Yeah, Tricerian style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then maybe I'll move for my next action, and I can move up to twice. So 1, 2,
Up to twice.
up to twice. Right?
Yes.
What?
That's funny. Up to twice. Anxiety. Oh my goodness. All
3?
right.
I really can't remember. I think I'm at 4 now.
Okay.
I don't know.
I would think it's 5 because when I finish this turn, I'm going to be at 5.
Oh,
And
really?
you can't have possibly spent any additional because you took
Well, we
the 3
started at
actions.
10.
987.
1,
Oh yeah, you know what? You are at
5,
4 because I
6.
gained 1 when I did my
Yeah,
meditation.
I think I'm at 4.
Yep.
that is true. So I'm going to meditate with anxiety.
Unless I didn't take all my actions with her. I can't remember.
I think you did.
Okay.
I'm going to take the meditation action with anxiety as my first, and he's actually going to get 2 of the stones from here because I have this frontier still.
Mm-hmm.
And I get another energy back. So I'm up at 9. This is going to then rotate.
Mm-hmm.
That's my first action. My second for anxiety, oh my goodness. I'm having a tough decision here. He's got so few resources, it's almost ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I can't even do anything. So I'm going to have to just spend 1 for my second action to gain 3. And then I'm going to this is bad. I kind of need a card. Yeah, I'll spend his other action to take a card, and that doesn't cost me anything for him. I get to draw 2, keep 1. That'll be his third action. Draw 2, keep 1. And he's done.
Okay. Done?
Yep.
All right, so for my first action. I don't really like these meditate options. I'm gonna move for my first action here. And for my second action, I'm going to change these 2 willpower into 2 essence. And then that's neat. And then for my third 2. I'm really in a pickle here.
You're in a pickle. I've got no cards with malice.
I know, I have no cards with harmony either. Like, I don't think anybody's meditating this round on my... Because it's like, I could spend the action to put down a card, which wouldn't be bad. But... I really don't like how you keep getting points on your jealousy guy. You know what I mean?
He's jealous.
It's awful, though. Alright, I might have to forego meditation this time. And just pay 2. No. I'm so indecisive right now. This sucks. How many little pieces are on that meditate near where I am?
5. You're talking about that
Where
one,
did I
right?
start? Here?
I think so.
I went 2 spaces.
Meditate gives you a card in that one.
What's that?
So meditate gives you a card in that one.
Does it?
Mhm.
Yeah. Ugh. Alright. I'll just do that then.
You gonna meditate with empathy?
Yeah, I'll meditate with empathy.
You're gonna get 2 willpower.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's good.
Here's your 2. Take a card. You just draw 1 off the top. It's not a
Yep.
2. Keep 1.
Okay.
Why'd you put it
Great.
back?
What?
Oh, is that her hand?
This is my...
Ah.
Yeah, that's her hand. So I meditated for my...
Oh, actually, you have...
Did I? Ugh, I feel like I'm messing up this dial. Because I keep, like, forgetting whether I turned it first or not. Because it looks like I have 2 actions. But I should have at least one action left for her. I'm very confused. I confused myself a lot. I'm just gonna stop, I guess.
Okay.
I think, yeah, I don't know. I'm very confused. All right, just go. I have no idea. What I'm doing.
So Malice is up. And I think the first thing I'm going to do is spend a willpower to gain 3 for Malice. His next action is going to be to quell brightness. It's going to cost me 2. And he can do it because it's any color. And his third action is going to be to just spend 1 to gain 3 again. And he's done.
Okay, Harmony's turn. I have no cards. How do you have... See, this is what I'm saying. How do you have 5
Because
actions
both
left?
of my meditations were to take
Actions?
fortitude. Yeah, were to take fortitude, both of them.
Did you spin that thing
I
every
did,
time you
every
did it?
time, because I took it from 2 different locations. And I don't think I took all the actions with one of my guy.
I don't think I took all my actions with her on my first turn, and I kept spinning this dial like I did. I forget. I have to be better about watching that. Like doing it right away. Or not at all. It's very confusing. Alright, I guess I'll just meditate with her for my last action. And I will get no bonus because you took control. I'll just take essence, I guess. Why not? That's it. I'm out. I really just need to start the next round. I feel like I really screwed up this round.
Yeah,
With your revelation in the middle, like I got all thrown off.
I know.
You know what I mean?
All right, so I'm going to, with anxiety, upgrade. So it's going to cost me an action. I'm going to upgrade his move, pay 1, and then be able to stay on your space.
Of course.
And then I'm going to spend another
I need to
action
watch you. I feel like you've been cheating.
to exchange, to gain 3. Actually, I didn't have to exchange 1 for 3. I get it for free. So I just get 3. And then my next action will be to do, I'll do 3 of these to get 3 essence. And he's done.
Okay.
I'm just juicing him up. And
That's
then,
basically all I did too.
yep, Malice is going to actually draw cards because I don't have any. So for 1 action, I'll spend 1 to draw 2, keep 1. Eesh. Get rid of selflessness. I'll keep that one. Where is he? I might as well put this guy down. So I'm going to spend, I'll do the invoke action. So that's my last action. It's going to cost me 2. And we're going to bring in some boredom. Basically what boredom does is moving a bliss emotion to or from this frontier costs an additional willpower.
Okay.
But I still only have 2 influence in this realm, which is not enough to battle out your 3. Which is why you're going to keep this frontier for right now.
Right.
But he's done. That's it. So we actually
Start a new round.
start a whole new round, man. So we draw a card. Bring your dial to 11 now, right? Wow. So this is round 4.
Round 4.
Man, oh man. And what is this?
Take
Oh,
these
this was
off.
this one. And our meditation actions are now returned. And you start us up.
All right. My harmony is like in the
Yeah.
middle of your like miserable land.
And one thing to note that we haven't been doing that we should have been
Oh, yeah.
is whenever you quell somebody's emotion off the board, that person gets to draw a card. Well, we haven't been doing it.
Yeah,
so.
we haven't been doing that. But
We'll do it going forward.
yeah. It'd be too much.
Rules
to
are
try.
still being tweaked here and there, so you have to
Yeah,
kind of
but
bear
I don't
with
think
it.
it really
Just get a
affects much.
you're getting a
Just
feel
gives
for
us
what
more
the game
cards.
is, not
It
necessarily.
mitigates a lot of that. What could be considered take that.
Yeah.
Because you are getting a benefit from it.
Getting a
Kind
card
of,
is good
which
because you
is
see
good.
we're really tight on cards here.
Yeah. So that's all right. I don't really want to put this one out though. I think I'll take for my first action. I'm going to draw some cards. So place that, move that, pay that, and draw 2 cards and keep 1. Interesting. I think I'll keep this one. No, I like this one. So, I already have a self-esteem out there, don't I? Alright, so I'll take that. For my second action, I will... You've really been beefing up the fear over here.
I know.
Why?
Because this person is becoming very
It's like
scared,
fear and jealousy. Like,
jealousy,
oh, God.
anxious. It's very suspicious. With a slight hint of boredom. So
A slight hint of boredom. Is that anger over there?
oh yeah.
I have so many options now. This is good. Okay, my second action, I think I'll move.
All right, so spend everything first
Yeah, do that. Spend my action.
and pay
Pay my moving costs.
Yep.
1. And I'll go 1, 2.
Ooh.
No, I'm gonna go 2 down here. I
Okay.
think. And for my third action,
Leave anger alone.
I'm gonna upgrade this and upgrade this.
All right, so pay your
Spend my action, put this here, pay my 2, and quell anger.
Oh.
I need to get rid of all the anger.
You do,
Using my optimism.
but I get to draw a card.
You do.
We're gonna start doing that now.
Yeah,
right?
we're gonna. That's a thing
Okay.
now. We're gonna do that.
That's a thing.
That is a thing, and that's all 3 of her actions.
That is
so
correct. So
I'm done.
She
You
is
are
done.
up.
All right. So anxiety is going to go. And anxiety is going to start out, I
Are you having
think.
anxiety?
I'm having anxiety right now.
Empathy has so many cards now.
I think what anxiety is going to do is start by putting out an upgrade with suspicion. And that's a green. Green vibe. And he's going to take this invoke emotion action. So I'll pay my 1 fortitude, my 2 wisdom, or wisdom.
Wisdom. What's wisdom?
I don't know. My 2 willpower, and then I'm going to invoke. I think I want to invoke some. Do I want some bitterness out here, or some more jealousy?
Some jealous.
Jealousy's so good though. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put out jealousy because jealousy's been kind of helping
3
me out.
jealousies on the board?
Yep,
You're so jealous.
I am so jealous right now. So that was my first action, right? Oh, that was a tough one. My second action is I'm going to do another upgrade and discard this to upgrade my movement. Pay the 1 willpower, but it's going to go there, and the 1 fortitude. So now he can move here. His turn's over. It's his third action. No, it was his second action?
I don't know.
I think it was,
Check
because
for yourself.
my first action was to do this. My second action was to move. My third action will be to just... We started at 11, right?
Yes.
9. I get one more. Maybe I want to do some Mediterra, I think. Yeah, I do. I'm only going to gain 1, though.
Some what? What are you going to do?
He's meditating.
Meditating.
Yeah, so I'm going to do my meditate early.
Okay.
And he's going to hit this dish. But he only gets 1 because he's only... Because you own that, right?
I do.
Dang. No, you don't. I do.
Oh, you do.
I actually get 2.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's worth 2.
Yeah.
So I get 2 plus 2 from the supply because I took from here.
Wait, where did you take from?
From this pool.
Here?
Yeah.
You took 2?
I took 2
Oh,
and then
okay.
2 from the supply.
Okay.
And
I
then
wanted to
this
make sure
guy.
you took enough.
Yeah. Wow, that one's almost ready to pop for another revelation. So that's Anxiety's
What
turn.
about the essence one? It's ready to pop too.
Yep. I think we're getting ready for some craziness to happen. So
Alright.
Anxiety's over. It is now
The
up
anxiety
to... Yeah,
is
so it's Empathy's turn, right?
Okay, yep. Alright, for my first action, I'm going to put out, I'm going to invoke longing.
All right, so pay your fortitude because you always forget to do that.
What? Oh, yeah, I do.
All right.
So this goes on here, these go away. Right. And that's going to go here in this realm. Area. Alright, so what longing does is it gets a +1 intensity marker as long as it's part of my unity.
It
which
is, yes.
So can you
There
put
is
that
a
up there?
union of happiness over there.
Of longing and
Oh,
courage.
it's 2.
Oh,
Fix
flip it.
Get over there.
Still do. Okay.
All right, so 1.
Great.
So that's first action.
Okay. That's my first action.
I gotta turn her 'cause I can't see who these guys are. the way
Oh,
they're
yeah.
facing.
I know. And I'm thinking if I want to intensify her or not.
Oh, you want to start building a foundation, I see.
Not really. Not particularly.
Oh, Malice is so...
What else does she have right now?
He's so stretched, this guy.
Movement's gonna cost me. But I could meditate. I think I'll take my meditate action now.
Oh, wow.
I don't really
okay.
like the goals that we have out, so
Oh,
I
really?
could get rid of those. That'd be great. Spent my wheel.
Paid
That goes to
your,
meditate.
paid your willpower.
I did. My willpower? I don't pay willpower to meditate.
Oh, that's free, that's right.
So I'll take those 2 that are in there. I can't see over the tower.
Oh, all right. So you're hitting this one. So this is the last 2,
Right.
but you get a bonus essence as well.
Right. So I get a bit.
Yeah, you get 1 plus 1 for
Mm-hmm.
2.
Okay.
All right. So that's
Okay,
going to
it's
trigger
the
a
last-
revelation.
It does, yeah. So
Oh
let's
my
get this over
goodness.
with. I need new goals.
All right. So this goal,
I think you get that one.
I get it for having the most gems on the board.
Yeah,
I've
not
got 2, 3, 4,
intensity.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Right.
All right. So I get this one, and then we have our personal objective,
Mm-hmm.
which mine is own the most frontiers.
Own the most frontiers.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's the same one we had last time.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
the
okay.
common, so I get that one as well.
Okay, and mine is this goofy one about having out the maximum, like, there's 4 vibes.
Yeah.
So it's like who has the most different kinds of vibes on
Right.
the board, but I think we both have 4.
So we're tied in that
on
one. So
But this is my personal objective, so technically I didn't really get it because I don't have the most.
right.
Or do I get it because I do have all those?
It's neither
vibes
side
on
if
the
it's a
board?
tie.
But it's not. Yeah, but it's not really a tie because you're not being. You know what I mean?
Well, so if you didn't win it, so this is for your personal goal. If you didn't win it, or the other side won it, or it is tied,
Yeah.
you set it aside and you may choose a new secret gold card.
But I didn't win it because I don't have more vibes on my emotions on
Right.
the main board.
So based on so if a side won 2 goals and the other didn't win any, I get a major fragment.
Right. So that's good actually. 'cause
And I can
wanna
align it
demonstrate
so
how
that the
works.
bliss gloom symbol on it faces a sphere just emptied. So my major goes on that one. It faces this.
Explain to the camera.
Yeah, so
I know how it works.
this symbol here faces the emptied tank, really.
Uh-huh.
And now if I were to take that as a meditation, I get to do the bonus twice
Right.
for just that one. And now we put 5 plus 1 on there because now a major fragment is facing it. So we're going to put 6 on there, and then it spins. We spin a new one of these gets revealed. The old one goes away, and then we draw our.
And I get to pick.
You get to pick what you want. Yep.
Because I didn't.
And I have to take a random, and as long as it doesn't match the center, I'm good. And that's my new goal. Oh boy! All right, this one's tough.
Okay. And for my last action, I will move. But I think I'll upgrade first. So I'll get rid of that and put that and then move. So I'm going to pay the 2 willpower, but 1's going to go on here. for my
Moving?
last. I'm moving.
Moving only costs 1 willpower.
Oh, that's right. I'll move
So
here.
take one of those back.
Yeah.
And now you actually get
Okay,
the
and
other
now I
one
get my
back.
other one back.
Yeah, so
All
that
right.
was a free move.
Yeah, it's good.
What are you doing in my territory over there?
Uh-huh. I don't like it's happening over here.
Just
It's
stay
so
out of
close
this.
to me.
This side of the brain
So.
is very dark.
It's not a brain. I don't think.
It is. It's a
It's like that
cerebria.
movie, Inside Out.
No, I don't think of it that way.
Is that how you're thinking of it?
No, I don't think
Like
of
the
it.
motions are sitting there, like with the controls.
No, I'm actually going to swap this tile out because this one doesn't fit
Ah.
quite well. There we go. It's
Okay.
bothering me. What next? So Malice is up, and Malice is really low on willpower. In fact, he's got none. He's got none willpower. So what I'll do with Malice, though, is start off by 1 power to draw a card. So I'm going to draw 2 and keep 1. And it doesn't cost me any willpower because I have control over that region. So I'm going to draw 2 and keep 1. All right? First action. Second action is going to be gain 3 of these willpower. And his third action, eek. Malice is in such bad shape right now. I just want to make sure that these are his. So these are his guys.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm just looking at who his guys are, right?
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to move him. Yeah, I'll move him. And I will discard a card to level up his move, and that is the yellow. I'll pay 1 and a power, and just move him right here. And that's Malice.
Okay.
Done.
Okay.
It's more of a positioning round, I think.
Is that right?
Well, yeah, he was out of everything.
He's out of order.
He's completely out of order.
All right, I'm going to hominy. It's my card drafting. You like control this card drafting realm. I would like to have that.
No.
How about no? Alright, I'm going to place an emotion. Evoke an emotion.
You're going to invoke emotions.
Invoke? I'm going to invoke cheerfulness up here.
There's no room for that.
There's so much room for cheerfulness.
All right, so pay your fortitude, pay your willpower.
Willpower's 2. Oh yeah, fortitude. This goes here. And then cheerfulness, I put 2 willpower
Yeah, that's right.
on these extra spots. And then at the end of each round or my turn, I forget. At the end of each round, I
Okay.
remove 1 willpower.
So once the round's
that's
over, you take that off. So
kind
it's
of crappy.
temporary strength, but
Okay.
it's beefed up.
Yeah, but we only have like 2 rounds left.
Well, she'll be strong for the remainder of the game.
Oh.
That teddy bear.
So that's my first move. What do I want to do for my second? Guess I should get like willpower. What?
Yeah. Like, wow, you're right.
I guess because I have like nothing else I can do right now. Oh, I can't even get willpower because you control those mountains.
Oh, you don't have any.
I don't have any willpower to spend. Well, looks like she's gonna meditate.
Oh, you're gonna trigger, are you?
No,
Or you meditate for
not
cards?
yet. I don't have to meditate for cards.
All right.
So, I really hate to do that, but... And it's the thing... Oh, I do have control of that fragment now, though.
Oh, you do. Yep. Flip
So,
that.
That's
So you
good.
actually get 2 from that,
So I get 2 from that pool.
and just pay your fortitude, so you don't forget to do that.
2... I thought I already did.
Not for this action.
You sure?
hmm
Okay. You say so.
That's why I remind you.
And then I get to take a card.
You get to take card, and this thing gets to rotate again.
Okay.
Wow, there are so many revelations waiting to happen.
There really are. Alright, you're up.
So anxiety's up. Man, he's got no cards. He's got no cards. Are you kidding me?
Not even kidding.
I'm not even kidding. What is this, the 4th round?
4th round.
2, 3. Okay. With anxiety, I'm going to start by invoking.
Okay.
So he's going to pay 1, 2. So hold on, let me just do this in order. Pay the fortitude, invoke. It's going to cost me 2. Hold up. I'm going to do my first action and draw a card, actually. Or do I?
I don't know.
Or do I? Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. Draw 2 cards, keep 1. Ah, yes. All right. That was his first action. And that costs no energy, no willpower whatsoever.
Okay.
I'm going to spend my next fortitude to invoke, but I'm going to... Oh, man. Nope, I'm going to use that to draw 2 and keep 1. So I actually have to shuffle my deck real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're getting down to the bottom.
Yep. All right, so draw 2, keep 1. All right. So what I'm going to do here, the reason I did this, that was my second action. I'll spend my third to do this because I want to do an upgrade, but I need the red, or I needed a color that I could upgrade.
Right.
So actually, I'll get rid of, I'll get rid of the red, and that'll give me this red vibe here. And I'll pay 1, 2 for the upgrade, and 2 more to add another one of these to it. So it gives him 2 strength. So now I have 4 strength
In fear.
in fear.
All this fear and jealousy.
Yes.
Suspicion.
It's lovely. So that was my third action, was to do that and get the upgrade. Actually, one of my willpowers was here, which is going to come back to anxiety afterwards.
Okay.
Out of cards, out of actions, anxiety is
Done. Spent.
He is
All right.
so spent.
So spent. All right, I'm going to take my first action here. Spend 2 willpower and quell bleakness.
Oh,
Goodbye.
that's
You're
so
looking so
rude.
sad. Saying it's so
So
appropriate.
whose card is bleakness?
That's yours.
No. I'm trying to think of who.
It's bleakness
Oh.
is a main. It doesn't belong to anybody.
Right, but I don't get to draw. I'm just thinking about drawing a card.
Oh yeah, you don't get to draw.
Yeah, not for them.
All right, so
Wow, you took over
I did
the draw cards. Oh, the move card
the
one.
move. Yeah.
Yeah, which we don't
Why
really
not
do a lot of
use that
moving
one?
cards. I was actually going to do it that round. Move
Yeah.
a card to position. It's
Mhm.
not bad for if you're trying to jockey around.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
God, I spent all of anxiety's resources. That hurt.
What's that?
I spent all of anxiety's resources on that move.
Yeah,
That was really not smart.
that's tough. Oh, that was spent 1 to do that. Moving costs 1, right? I'm trying to think if I want to. I think I'll do this. I wasn't sure, but I think I will. I'm gonna spend 2 willpower. Well, let me do this first. So here, I'm gonna invoke emotion, spend an action, 2 willpower, and invoke more cheerfulness. It's just bleeding over everywhere
That's horrible.
right here. And that also gets 2 willpower on top of it.
Wow, you're really
So,
Digging in.
cheerful. So happy. And then final move. She's gonna be stuck wherever she goes because I can't move again. Where do I want to go? I think I'm gonna stay. I'm not gonna do anything else.
Nice. You're
I
finishing?
hope I didn't. Yeah, I don't think I moved that. I seldom move it. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Malice is going to wreak some havoc here. So I think what Malice is going to do right off the bat is an innovate, right?
Okay.
Is that or, is it innovate?
No, we're not making anything.
No,
Evoke? Evoke?
No, not evoke. It's the other one.
Intensify.
Intensify.
The
There's
other
so many I words. So for 1 fortitude and 1 of my willpower, he's gonna. What is it?
Intensify.
Intensify. Sorry, that guy. All right, cool.
Okay.
And
Are
then,
you gonna upgrade him?
well, first he's going to. This is tough. This is such a tough call.
It's actually worth 4 now.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm going to definitely upgrade him. But what I need to do first is get some stones.
Okay.
So I'm going to do a meditate. Oh, crud. I can't do that. The problem is I don't have the stones and I have 1 fortitude left.
Right.
So this is like my last action of this turn.
It's tight.
And it costs me 2 to do that. So I can't do it.
Where are you?
I'm right here.
With anxiety?
That's
No.
Malice.
Oh, it's Malice. Okay. Oh yeah, and you're not in a position to get more fortitude.
It's going to end this, so I might as well just do that and finish it.
That was like my last round.
Yeah, and I could pop that. 1, 2. That's not going to work for me. Yeah. Shoot. That's a real problem. That is a real problem. I'm going to just, I'm going to do it. I'm going to grab from here, though.
Okay.
So I'm only going to get 1 from here, right? But I do get the bonus twice.
Oh, because you have the upgrade?
Yeah. No, because I have...
Oh, because it's
pointing at it.
Pointing at it.
So
you
I
get
get
the bonus twice if it does that.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that's it. It doesn't trigger a revelation, but it's resources. And that's the end of my power. So I'm done. You have 1 fortitude left. So
I do.
What are you going to do? And whose turn is it?
It's Harmony's turn.
Harmony. eHarmony.
Yeah, because I just did that with her. She's already meditated and stuff, so I'm not doing any of that.
So you can't trigger revelations yet.
Not yet. I think I'll just spend my last fortitude and draw a card.
All right. Well, you
I don't have control over
don't
this
have that one. You want that one so bad.
I do. It's so hard to get cards. No. Yeah, I'll take this one.
All right.
Okay. Let's shuffle my deck.
That's the end of the round.
Yep. All right, so I get 1 of my willpower off both of my cheerfulnesses.
Yeah, so they get a little bit weaker because it fades.
Well, I get a little more willpower from being so cheerful. It comes to me.
Oh, it does come to you?
Yeah.
Yes. But as they lose in intensity, you gain their willpower.
Right. Well, I don't think that the willpower actually counts as intensity.
I think it does. I think it does. That's why it goes in those spots. So they're strong at the start, and then they fade, but you get it back.
That's how we played it.
Yeah, I think that's thematically that's what makes sense to me. So that's how we're going to play.
Because you're like cheerful, and then adrenaline goes down.
It does. So
we are in the 5th round.
12, right?
And we are at 12. Yeah.
And we each draw a card. And our meditations come off.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
5th and final round, folks. This is it. It all comes down to this.
All right. I got to think carefully here. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. I'll spend my fortitude. I'm going to do a move action. But first I'm going to upgrade it. So I'll get rid of this. That's a yellow. Go there. Move her 1, 2.
And pay the willpower.
Oh, shoot. I don't have willpower.
Oh.
I can't even do that.
You can't move.
Dag nabbit. All right. Yeah, because I don't think I paid my willpower, did I?
You didn't.
Crap.
Take your upgrade token off and take back.
Hold on. Okay. All right, so I'm not going to do that.
All right, then take your card back and give yourself 1 more fortitude back. So just completely reverse
so
what
that
you
I
did.
know?
Yep.
Okay.
Now start over.
All right. So I can't do that. Crap. I can't. The thing is, I can't even get willpower because I don't have willpower. Because I don't control this.
That's correct.
So I have to spend it. So it looks like I'm going to have to. I could use her and meditate.
That would actually get you your upgrade.
And it would give me the upgrade that I want. It's going to give me 2 of those shards. I guess I'll go with that. All right, we're going to take a different approach, I suppose. So I'll meditate here. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to end up taking 2 willpower, 1 and then 1 because I have a adjacent thing. I'll still get my upgrade, but I'm actually free to upgrade
whatever you want.
Whatever I want to, which is fantastic. I think I will upgrade this, perhaps. And then this moves. Okay. Then...
Does that cost you 1 fortitude?
Yeah. I forgot I had moved it back. Then I think I might do an intensify for 1 more.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I'm not going to intensify. I'm going to move as planned. 1, 2.
All right.
Except I'll actually use my last action.
Well, you got to pay for the move with willpower.
Oh yeah, that's right. So I'm not going to do that. Fudge. So what did I do? I meditated, right?
Yep.
And I'm not moving. Because I can't move and place a card.
No, you
You
can't.
know what I mean? But I guess I can get more willpower, and that's what I'll do. There's so many things I want to do. Can she move on to your space? I think I might. Alright, I will move here. I'm just going to pay this 1 and move here. Whatever.
Really?
Why do you say it like that?
Oh, I'm just asking. That's all.
Yeah, I am going to move there.
Okay.
For my second action. And for my third action, I'm going to... Wish I could just like put up a shield or something.
What, to prevent me from going in there and invoking emotion?
Yeah.
No.
Well, you could still go in there though.
I can.
What?
I can, yes.
Yeah. But that's fine. I don't care, because I'll be there to kick you right back out.
That's all good.
Whatever.
But I don't think I'm going to do that, actually.
Well, whatever.
I've got other
You do
things
what you
brewing
want.
here.
I really don't have a plan right now at all. Like that's why I'm going nuts. I'm just gonna pass. I'm gonna save my moves, or maybe I'll get some willpower. I'll pay willpower to get 3 willpower.
Okay.
How about that? Okay.
That
Are we cool with that?
sounds good. And pay 1 more fortitude and you're good.
Yeah.
All right, you're
You go.
square. I'm going to use Malice now. And I'm going to do an upgrade action. So I'm going to discard Anger, who is a red vibe, to fully upgrade my
I can't see around this tab.
invoke action. And I'm going to go and take this action as my first. It's going to cost me 2 willpower. And I'm actually going to do... Well, actually, it costs me 2, but 1 is going to go here, and 1 is going to come back to me from the pool because I'm doing the upgrade.
Oh, okay.
So I actually get
You're
1
gonna get 2 back.
well, 2 back,
Yeah.
and 1 goes on the
Yeah.
thing. Because this is supposed to be a 2, you're
It's
saying?
supposed to be a 2.
All right,
Yeah.
so this has been it's been changed. So because what I'm doing is I'm upgrading jealousy.
To envy.
I hope so. So let's look for his upgrade, right? So jealousy becomes envy, which I have to find the envy card in here and I'm not seeing it. Why don't I have the envy
I
card?
thought I just saw it.
Did you see it?
That might not be the right deck.
This is my entire deck.
That may not be the right deck for that player, is what I'm saying.
Oh.
Your jealousy card might be, this particular jealousy card
Yeah.
might be, you might not have envy as an upgrade, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, I need to find that card then.
Okay.
Okay, well, there's a reason I didn't find it, because it doesn't exist. So, for the purposes of this playthrough, I will not be upgrading
Jealousy.
jealousy. So, I'm going to be taking back take back my anger.
It added anger.
It did. I'm going to take back all of that.
Well, I was going to say we could just use like whatever, because we have the sheets with whatever envy.
Right, but he's not even on the
It's not
sheet.
even on the sheets.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
prototype.
prototype. So
That's
I should have paid attention. I've never upgraded jealousy, so I was getting
Yeah.
excited. I wanted to do envy because envy is supposed to be envious. So, and are you envious? All right. I see. What am I gonna do now? Maybe I'll move, and I'm gonna.
Did you give yourself your fortitude back? And oh yeah, you did.
I did. I think I'm square again.
All right,
I hope
all
I
right.
am at least. So I guess I'll go. I didn't want to have to do this, but I guess I'm gonna have to. So I'm gonna move. My first action will be to move. Then that's gonna cost me 1. And I'm gonna move here. But I'm gonna upgrade it at the same time. So I'll get rid of. I'm gonna get rid of jealousy clearly because I don't need it, and it's a red. So I'll upgrade that so that I can actually share the space with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm then going to trigger. I'm going to trigger a mallet. So that was one energy. Second energy will be to meditate.
Okay, you need it.
I need meditate?
No, I mean like you need it.
I need to meditate.
Because
So-
you're frustrated.
I'm going to get 1
Okay.
for meditating, which really isn't great. But it's going to give me enough to invoke
Uh-huh.
some anger as my third action. Right? And then bring down.
Bring the anger.
Bring the
And what
angry.
does anger do for you?
He becomes rage
No, and what
eventually.
does he do?
I get to draw 2, keep 1 when I do that. So malice will draw 2, keep 1. Get rid of that. All right, so he's done. That's all 3 of his actions. Not exactly what I wanted to do, but it's a start. Okay,
Okay.
so it is
My turn with harmony.
back to you, and Harmony's up. Yeah.
All right. So I'm on harmony. And I will take my first action to go here. And maybe I'll do an upgrade. What?
When I meditated, which one did I take from? I took from the upgrade pool, right?
I don't think
I didn't take my bonus. I'm just thinking. I did, because it was here. I took from the upgrade pool. I only took 1.
Oh, you did?
And I never took my upgrade, though.
Oh, okay.
So
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
I'm gonna
I couldn't see it.
complete them. Yep.
Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry. I got all frazzled because of my jealousy.
Okay.
Couldn't bring him home.
Yeah, sorry.
Like Mark Watney.
Bring him home. All right, I'm going to use this. I'll discard my longing and upgrade my. What it should do is upgrade this right there. That's what I'll do. And I'll take my movement. So this is my first action. Pay my 1 to move here. Then, second action, I'm going to quell your jealousy.
Don't quell my jealousy.
I can't deal with these jealousy cards. There we go.
All right.
Second action.
I get to draw a card now.
You do. And for my third action,
Oh, you gotta
Oh,
pay.
that was pay. I had to pay 2 for that. That's
Well, but one of them actually.
fine. Oh, stays.
No, you don't have that upgrade.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're so excited.
I am, because that slows you up a bit, so you don't get too carried away over there, wrecking my whole empire here.
Your empire. And now, I'm thinking about whether or not I want to meditate. No, I mean I need willpower. But again, I don't have the willpower to spend to get the willpower. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough conundrum.
It's a tough, all right. It's a tough. It's a tough.
It's a tough. That's just super. Oh, what is this? That would be nice. Alright, I'm just gonna rest with her then. I'm not gonna take another action. Because I really can't. And yeah, I really can't do anything except meditate, and I'm not ready to do that yet.
So you're not going to take another action? Was it your...
No, I only took 2 actions.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I could meditate with her, but just to get, I'm only going to get 1 willpower out of it.
Are you ready for a revelation?
I don't know. I'll leave it up to you. Let's make it interesting. So, there you go. She's done.
She's done.
Yep.
Okay. So anxiety's up now. Yeah, this is tough. Man. It's like you just don't have enough resources to do everything you need to do. And that's what's... that's the whole premise. Like a euro.
It's like it's a euro or something.
It seems like it. So... this is where I struggle. I guess I can start by moving him. I'll pay 1, but it actually goes here. He'll move down into here.
Okay.
Because I'm not really super worried about this. If you plop a guy in there, it's still not going to be strong enough, I don't think, to control that
land.
What is it called? Frontier?
Frontier. The final frontier.
The final frontier. So that was 1 action. My second will be to... I kind of need to generate some power here. And maybe with anxiety, I go ahead and I meditate. Right? And I get 2 of these. Which is not a bad meditate.
Yeah.
Because then I get a power. Fortitude back.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of really thinning out.
We're like
kind of skating the surface here. And with my final action, I think what I'm going to do is trade in... see, this is where it gets brutal. Okay, I'm going to trade in 2 of these. I'm going to take this action here for my third. Right? I'm going to trade in 2 for 2 essence. Anxiety needs to generate some essence. And that's... he's done.
Okay. Alright, so...
back to malice.
back to empathy. So for my first action, I'm going to do this. Pay a willpower and draw 2, keep 1.
Yeah. And also, earlier we kept saying these come back at the end of the turn. It's at the end of the
Specials.
round. So
Oh yeah, it's at the end of the round.
not super helpful right now, but you're gonna have to pardon any slight rules missteps. They've changed.
Yeah.
Even in the small time since we've had the game.
Typical.
Yeah, it's
anything on
it's on
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter. They're still balancing things, and we get that, and that's fine.
And I think they're minor.
They're minor
things that-
tweaks, but it's just a matter of you're not really watching this, I'm assuming, to learn all the rules. You're watching this to see how the game actually plays, which
Right.
is what we do. Try to get all the rules right, but
That is what we do.
Doesn't always happen that way.
Alright, I'm gonna have to discard this and keep this guy.
So would you do draw action?
I drew 2 and kept 1, yeah.
All right. You paid all your stuff, right?
Yes. I paid my willpower already.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take a move action, but I'm going to upgrade first. So I'll discard this yellow guy to do that.
So then pay your...
And then I
Oh,
got
all
it.
right. Well, no, you got to pay it to your board.
What?
So I was going to tell you to pay it to your board.
Oh.
But it's okay. I won't tell you.
You got me all telling me what to do.
Well, I'm just
Makes
trying to...
me
The thing is,
fearful.
I'm just trying to bookkeep here. 'Cause I know
Okay.
you get caught up in the strategy, not so
Yeah.
much in the bookkeeping, and
Right, you're right. Not so much the bookkeeping.
yeah.
That's the truth. It really
And then you
is.
go to try to unwind your strategy, and then the bookkeeping wasn't done, and it's...
I know.
You know how it is. That's what I do for a living. I'm sorry.
All right, so I have to take a move action now that I paid for it.
That's correct. That's going to hold you to it. This is all
Um,
about commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Commit to the brain.
To the brain. I think I'll move. Oh, I don't know. Over here, maybe 1, 2. How about that?
Works for me.
Yeah, whatever. I've already meditated
Yes.
with her, so it's kind of like I don't.
I've
really
done the
have to do
same
that.
with both of mine, so it doesn't look like we're getting any revelations in the last round.
Well, I haven't meditated with her yet.
Oh, so you're going to kick it off, huh?
We'll see. All right, that was my. There's only 2 moves.
You drew a card,
Mm-hmm.
you
And I
moved,
moved. That was it.
and you have one more action.
One more action. I think I'm going to spend a willpower for my final action. Spend a willpower to gain 3.
Okay.
And I'm done. Your turn.
All right. So Malice is up. Where are you at, buddy? He's over here, just hanging out by Angry. Mr. Angie. All right, so I think I'm going to do my first action is going to be to just spend an action to gain a gem, because that's all I can do. I'm going to spend my next action to trade this 1 in. Actually, I don't trade any. Oh, you know what? I didn't need to do that. I don't have to pay for that action. So I actually can just spend my first action to get 3.
Okay.
Right, because I forgot that I don't pay for
Yeah,
the
for
generate willpower. Because if I had to, I would have had to actually spend a
Right.
turn to get 1 and then spend another one to spend it.
Yeah.
But owning that land is
Spend it.
really, really important. So I've got my first action done. My second action is going to be to invoke. What is it? Innovate?
Invoke. Oh,
Yeah,
intensify.
energize, intensify. So the intensity here. So my second action is to intensify. I'm going to intensify anger with 2 of these.
Okay.
God, that's so expensive.
It really is.
And my third action. So wait a minute. No. Intensify only costs 1. I didn't have to pay 2.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm looking here. I actually did that action.
Okay.
Now I want to go here because I'm thinking ahead of myself.
Yeah. You're doing what I do.
And I'm going to upgrade this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So like we said before, I get 1 goes here that I spend of the 2, and then I get 2 back for doing this upgrade action on anger. So I can actually upgrade. I believe I can upgrade anger. Let's find out.
Yeah. I think you can. We checked.
So this is the anger becomes rage appropriately. So he goes in my discard. Rage comes out with 2 gems on him.
And what does rage do?
When he comes out, I draw 4, keep 2.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, it's like a upgraded version.
Yep.
Exactly
So
like
I'll
this.
shuffle these up. Draw 4, keep 2. That was the last of my actions.
Okay. So I'm back on
1, 2, 3, 4.
harmony, right?
Yep. I'll keep 2 of these. Take these 2. Wow, that was tough. Okay.
All right. All right, I guess I'm going to... She doesn't have any willpower either. But that's okay. I think I'll take her and... I can't even pay willpower to get willpower. Ugh, stinks. So bad. I don't control those mountains. Okay, I'm going to take my meditate action for my
Whoa.
first action.
You're gonna jump right in, huh?
Yep. And I'll take it for upgrades, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? And I don't get any anyway, so it's actually not that big of a deal. And we scored up, so...
So, did you take your upgrade?
No, I didn't. I have a heart in each of those already.
Alright, so who has the most realm control?
I do.
So you win realms.
Okay. What was your...
My secret was the most frontier influence. You win.
I win. Okay. And mine was most upgrades.
Which you win
Which I think
again.
I win.
I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
I have 15.
Alright, so you won all of it. So you actually get to put
I
the
get a big piece.
the big piece.
The big piece.
The big piece.
The big show. All right, and then this squiggly thing is going to face towards
Upgrades.
upgrades.
And we'll get
I'm going to
6.
get 69.
6 gems.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. And that's it.
And that's it. And we reveal another one.
This thing goes. Reveal the next one. Draw one
Frontiers.
from your deck. Okay.
Okay. All right. And we can... Oh, wait. There's one thing I need to do. So I have excitement
Mm-hmm.
on empathy. And what empathy does is when a bliss fragment is scored, I can immediately invoke excitement without spending fortitude. And I will do that
Okay.
here. Oh, I can't. So does it have to be adjacent to empathy, like any other invoke action, or can I just invoke it
Well,
wherever?
you can only invoke it. That's the only space on the board you can invoke it.
Right.
So, and I
I mean, it
think,
doesn't say I have to do it next to empathy, right?
where is, empathy's over
Empathy's
there.
here.
I don't know. What, read the text
It says
again?
when a bliss fragment is scored, you may immediately invoke excitement without spending a fortitude. Which makes me feel like all other rules apply,
Yeah, I would say.
including
The adjacency rule.
paying and all of that.
Yeah,
so.
especially the adjacency
That
rule.
stinks, because I was kind of hoping to be able to do that. And I can't do it with her because I can't pay the willpower. You know what I mean?
Because, yeah. Well, not yet. You can eventually.
I could, but this is for free
Yeah.
without spending fortitude, which is nice. But that's okay. That's fine.
That's empathy's passive ability.
No, that's just excitement, the card that I have,
In empathy's hand.
in empathy's
So
hand.
yeah, empathy, I believe, is the one who has to play the card.
Right.
And it
I would
has
think
to be
so.
adjacent, and she has to pay the
Yeah.
resource.
I
Otherwise, that'd be
would-
way powerful.
I would agree.
So that was your first action, though.
I
So
know.
you've
I
got
have 2 more actions
Yeah.
left, and I I don't know what I want to do. Here, these can go back.
All right, so this goes back. This is yours. Actually.
Okay, I think I'll pay another one to get 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's my second, and then your jealousy cards are like all pumped up. That sucks that you don't have the envy.
I wish I had one more out there because he would have got pumped up again by that turn of events.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think I will. I just don't even know if this is worth putting out. I will though, I guess. I'll just invoke. For my last action.
Oh, why are you going with Harmony? I thought.
What? I'm playing with Harmony. That's who's
I thought
playing
you were
right
playing
now.
with Empathy.
No, I'm playing with Harmony.
Oh.
It's just that Empathy had this card in her hand,
Oh.
and it's a passive, like,
Okay, I
when
gotcha.
it's scored, you get to do it. And I knew that, so I was going to do it, but I can't.
All right.
That's all. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because if not, I would have been like, okay, well, can I invoke? Because I'm actually playing with Harmony right now, but it was in
Gotcha.
Empathy's hand, so
Okay.
whatever. All right. So I put Courage out there. It's my second action. And then I think I'll stop. I don't need to do anything else.
Okay.
Right now. So you're up.
All right. So with anxiety, I'm obviously gonna have to deal with that. So for one action, I'm gonna have to move here.
Mm-hmm.
And then for my second action, I'm gonna have to upgrade red. Here, pay 2 to quell courage.
Okay.
I can't have that
So
outbreak.
Harmony gets to draw a card.
Okay.
Okay.
So courage comes off the board. And I'm going to take for my third action the generate willpower.
Okay.
And I'm done.
All right. Well, I only have one action left for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. I don't remember what our special things were. You know what I mean?
Oh, your special
Yeah.
end game?
Yeah, our end game things.
Well, the end game one down there.
Yeah. I hate that one.
I know. And this one, okay. So there are end game goals that if this thing goes the distance, we have to do another revelation.
Yeah, which it probably will.
Yeah, and it's not the best one. For me, at least, I could tell you right now.
It's not the best one for me. Which one isn't? Your
My
personal
personal one. Yeah.
Oh, mine's no good either, so it'll be interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what am I on? Empathy?
Yeah.
See, and I have to take the action. It's, you can't save it and
Nope.
have somebody else.
You have to take at
it,
least
so
one
I have
action.
to take at least one action, which means I'm going to be down to 0. And there's no other way to get fortitude unless you meditate, and I know I've already done that. So, what do I want to do? In the spot where I'm at. I mean, I guess I could just quell fear. It's really all I can do sitting here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like without moving. So that's going to cost me 2 willpower to get rid of just one of these.
Right.
You know?
Wow, why would you pull that off the board?
Well, because it's not, I can't do anything else.
Yeah.
What am I going to spend 1 move to move somewhere? You know?
Yep.
Like, it doesn't.
No, that's true. That's true.
Actually, let me take that back. You can have your thing back.
Okay.
Here, take this back here.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm actually going to do is spend my action to move here over to this party.
Why?
In case we score again.
In case we score again.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you why.
Oh.
But
What are your passives?
what? What? My passive is just to, if you quell me,
Yeah.
I can pay
To stop
a
it.
thing to stop it.
Oh, okay. So, wow,
That's
malice.
like the best I can do. Because that's not doing anything for me.
That's
you know?
true.
So I'm done. I'm out.
Okay, so malice is up. I've got 2 more actions left. Couple things I could do here. But I think malice is going to just generate some willpower. That'll be his 1 action.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then it goes to anxiety, who is going to actually invoke for 2. That'll be my last energy, some bitterness.
Yeah.
So invoking bitterness, when essence from a bliss emotion on the same frontier is quelled, gain a willpower. So it just gets stronger when I quell you in this frontier. But that's all his power is. And that's it, so I'm out.
All right.
And that ends.
That ends the game.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so
There's so much more I wanted to do.
I know, it's... Damn it. So, okay, now we're at the end of the game. Let's go. Let's reread this. So the game ends with the side's immediate victory as soon as they score their 3rd major fragment. Neither of us did that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, the game ends after the 5th round. So that was the 5th round. So we have to compare the number of each side's fragments in the identity. And we're tied.
We are
Exactly
tied.
So the side with the more total fragments wins the game, but that's not the case. So the original rules actually stated this was a tie.
Right.
And we would share the victory, but we're not having that.
No.
Right? So let's go to the new rules
Okay.
and see what actually happens here.
Okay. So here's how this works. In the beginning of the game, we set aside a personal goal each.
Yep.
And we have a common goal, and this is kind of like our
So here
very
they are.
end of game.
That's
thing.
yours, and
I
this
totally lost mine.
is, and I totally lost mine
Okay.
because you had majority of the realms.
Yeah.
I had majority of stones.
Right.
And this one
I
is
think we're tied, aren't we? Do you have all 4 of your things out?
all 4 emblems out. Yeah, I've got red,
And I
yellow,
have
green, and blue.
Red, yellow, blue.
Do you
and
have
green.
and green?
Yeah,
So we
so
both
we're tied.
are tied on that.
So the
one.
way this works, the way it's supposed to work is we score our fragments like we normally would, except whoever would have gotten like a fragment would
Mhm.
actually cap off the pyramid thing.
Right. So does this actually end in a tie?
Yeah, this actually did end in a tie. So the way it works, and the new rules read that after the 5th round, reveal all 3 endgame aspiration cards, which we did. And the exception to the normal rules is that if we would score any kind of fragment, then we score our own top piece instead. If the revelation would normally result in both of us placing a bliss and a gloom, or like a minor fragment, or placing no fragments, no top pieces placed. And in this case, that's exactly what happened, because we were net like equal on
Yep.
all of this. So I wouldn't have placed for this. You
I wouldn't
have
place for
placed
that. Neither of us
And-
placed for that.
Yeah, because we tied
We
on
tied
it.
it.
So we would have both placed,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore neither of us gets to place the
Right.
So it's a tie.
So it ends in a tie.
We're in perfect balance.
Yes. So that's not bad.
Not bad at all.
All right. Well, there you go. Let's go talk about this.
Okay.
Whew, there you have it.
I need a coffee.
Cerebria. I need a coffee too. That was quite a brain burner.
It really was.
Yes.
All right. So anything you want to say before we start going into review stuff?
Okay. Before we go into review stuff, just keep in mind that the rules are not final.
Mm-hmm.
The components are not final.
Yeah.
What we were playing with.
As with any kind of prototype that we get to play.
So this is our standard Kickstarter preview, not a review.
Yeah.
This is just our thoughts on it. So just take it with that.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good.
right.
So let's get into replayability to start.
Wow. Okay.
Bearing in mind that, like, as we said, I think during the, while we were playing, we played with 4 spirits. There's going to be more.
Yeah.
Each spirit has its own ability, so some variable powers.
What is it going to be, like 4 per side, I think?
It's 4 per side. I think the Kickstarter has like an extra 2 or something.
All right. Yeah. So there's definitely more spirits. So with that said, I mean, I think you can. There's deck building components which we didn't even get into,
Right.
where you can actually build your certain decks for the game with the multitudes of different spirits. It's just, I can't even imagine trying to play
Yeah.
all the variables that you could put into this game, just because of just managing those 2 spirits alone. I don't think this game would go the same way, even if we played it again right after with the same setup. Like, I don't think it would play similar.
Yeah, I mean, we have played this a few times.
Yeah.
And I can definitely say that every game has been a little bit different.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to get there's not the modularity that there was in, like, say, Anachrony.
Sure.
But it's a completely different game.
Right.
So plays completely
Yeah,
differently.
so this isn't about like a worker placement where you're trying to block other people's moves and you're trying to make the most efficient resource gathering
Right.
versus resource spending and build an engine type thing. It's not. This is a tug of war, this game.
Very much so.
And it's just a back and forth like any other area control game where you're trying to push your influence into certain areas or reduce influence in other areas. So with that said, every game's going to play different by nature due to the fact that every opponent you play, or every
Right.
time you play against your opponent, they're going to be targeting different areas and
Yes.
different strategies because they're pulling out different emotions to start, and they're going to have different objectives.
Right.
So there's the variability, I think, is what you're going to get in your goals,
Yeah.
your shared goals, your personal goals, and just the other players.
I was going to say the other players and your teammate too. So,
Yeah.
I mean, consider we did this as a 2-player, we controlled 2 spirits each.
Yep.
If you're playing with somebody else on your team, you know what I mean? There's definitely like
That's
a
gonna
team.
change
That's
things up,
gonna
too.
change
Yeah.
things too. It's going to change your strategy.
Yeah,
so.
no doubt.
All right.
So I'd say good.
Yeah, I would say good.
Yeah.
Let's move on to weight.
Heavy.
Heavy.
Holy heavy. So there's some concepts in here that take a little time to wrap your brain around.
Right. I think, as is standard for all of Mind Clash's games, I think that once you understand where it's going, and hopefully this playthrough helps you do that,
Yeah.
it's definitely easier to move along. It's like I equate it almost like to learning a language. So it's like once you learn what the icons mean, and you say, okay, I understand what that means now, and you can kind of move a little bit more quickly, you're going to probably kind of clunk through your first game and trying to understand and remember what everything means, what everything affects.
Yeah, the iconography in this game is challenging.
Yeah.
I bet it's tough to get.
But
a
once you
handle on.
understand it, it makes total sense.
Yeah, our first playthrough was like, whew.
Well, we were really
in the
looking
rule
at
book constantly because you're trying to decode these, and we don't have like what's probably going to have player cards.
Right, exactly.
Reference cards they don't exist right now, so we have to keep going back to the rule book. But I think having a player reference card that has all the icons, iconography, and the definitions and what they are will make your playtime that much faster and easier. So,
absolutely.
but as far as weight goes, yes, it's heavy. There's a lot of icons. There's a lot of triggered moves, triggered abilities, triggered everything.
Right.
Like everything triggers something else. So it's constantly watching the influence on the board, flipping the influence tokens to see who to influence, then going back to your board, your spirit board, and making sure that the main boards are flipped appropriately. And then when you take those actions on a subsequent turn, you got to make sure that you're getting the discounts that you're entitled.
And paying attention to your opponent too.
Yes.
Or the opposing team to make sure that what they're doing isn't affecting you somehow, or that you could be benefiting from it, or
Right.
you know how that's going to affect your next move.
A
So
lot,
it's a lot
to
going
keep
on.
track of. So
Yeah.
this is heavy.
Okay, so
like
that-
all of their games, they don't make light games. This is heavy.
That's why we enjoy it. So
Yep.
that being said, who is this for? What would you say the target audience is?
Heavy.
Heavy.
This is not a Euro, right? For all intents and purposes. Like as far as your general, I need
far as your
to
standard
build a
replacement.
resource generating engine
Yeah.
in order to buy a building or upgrade a building into a bigger engine to add rooms. Like that's
Right.
what I think of, or to grow crops on a farm to feed your people. Like that's what I think of in a general worker placement
Right,
Euro.
yeah.
This is not that at all. This is an area control game.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
You know, it's got action selection and stuff like that, but it's not. That's not what it is. It's an area control game. Everything you do is to influence an area, hands down. So if you do not like area control, this game is not for you.
Well, I'm going to stop you there for a second because I hate area control
You
games.
like Blood Rage,
I did enjoy Blood Rage.
Innis.
I liked Innis. And I enjoyed Twilight Struggle, and that's what this kind of reminds me of a little bit.
Kind of with the influence.
Because of the tug of war. And let me tell you why this area control, in my opinion, is different from some other area control type games that we've played, right?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, there's no combat.
Right.
And I think that's when, at least when I hear area control, a lot of times it's like, okay, there's got to be some combat in here. There's got to be some like direct confrontation.
Right.
And in this game, there is confrontation, as you see, in the sense that you're quelling emotions and things like that. But it happens slowly. It's not luck driven, where you're rolling dice or something like that. And I think you have an opportunity to mitigate it a little bit.
You do.
You recover from it. It's not
as punishing.
punishing. Where when I think of an area, when you say area control,
You immediately think
do you know
Kemet.
what I mean? I do. I immediately think Kemet,
And you
I'm
hate
like,
Kemet.
don't like it.
Yep.
But it's.
But you tell you what, like
I'm just saying,
it's not
from an audience
a
perspective.
cutthroat area control game. There
No.
is confrontation in it, but it's not overbearing, and it's not the core of the game. Where
Right.
Kemet is you have to fight,
Right.
and that's it.
Fight for area control.
Right, where
That's not what
you've
this
got
is.
Innis has some events
Right.
and stuff like that going. It's not as confrontational. There's mitigation. So and
Mm-hmm.
you enjoyed that. So. And Blood Rage, even though it's a lot of combat, it's not punishing combat because you guys
Right,
are going
you
to
know,
Valhalla,
Valhalla.
they're coming back. So it's part of the cycle. And in this
Right.
game, the combat or the confrontation is part of the cycle.
Right.
So it's a lot more, it's easier to consume, I think.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm assuming you have an easier time playing
Digesting
that.
it and
Yeah, and
playing
digesting the game and
Yeah.
not really being turned off by it because and when I say area control, don't get me wrong, I'm not thinking Kemet.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
When I say area control is you are influencing zones on a board.
Right.
And you're trying to get somewhat like viral.
Yeah.
Like this is area, and you liked viral as well,
Yes.
right? So
Right.
so there's definitely, like, I wouldn't say you hate area control. You hate
Yeah.
conflict-based area control,
Right.
where it's like a war type game.
Right. So I just wanted to clarify because I feel like when, like, if I don't know, a lot of the area control games that people play, maybe they're thinking that. So,
Okay.
well, you saw the playthrough. So
You saw- yeah,
it.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
not fighting. So
No. So,
like in the game.
yeah, there's no battle in this
Right.
game. It's like,
Right.
well, it's a battle, but it's not a battle in the sense that I'm building up an army to fight you.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just moving influence. Just like you said in Twilight Struggle, I'm
Right.
I'm performing coups.
It's very much like that.
And I'm like,
it's like, oh, it's
I'm
cute.
damaging your influence there so that I can add my influence there,
Right,
right? I
right.
mean, that's really what
And then
it
you're
is.
doing the same to me. So it's
So
just kind
you've
of
seen the playthrough. You
There
got it.
you go.
You
All
got
right.
it. That's the audience.
So all that being said, this actually ties nicely into theme because
Yeah.
I think that theme also plays a huge part in how this game is digested.
Right.
If it were wrapped in a different package, you'd maybe have a different game.
You
Right.
would. Yeah. And I got to tell you, like, with Mind Clash games, like, their theme is just rock solid.
It's so good.
Every game they put that we love, right? You've got Tricurion, love the
Mm-hmm. Right.
theme. Dueling Magicians, come on, right? You've got
Anachrony.
Anachrony, which that goes to say you're mechs out in the wilderness trying to build a civilization
Right.
to get out from the catastrophe and traveling back in time, like.
Right.
And then now you're inside of this fantastical realm that you're trying to...
Or mind.
I think you're inside of a body, and you're like these spirits, and you're really an abstract mind, right?
Yes, yeah.
And there's different areas in the mind that you're influencing with emotion. Mm-hmm. And some traits, and you're trying to,
Right.
I'm trying to, gloom this person up and make them just all
Yeah.
as terrible as I possibly can.
And I think that just is fantastic because it's fun doing that.
Well, and it's right down to like every detail. The theme is woven in.
Yeah.
You know, there's not a spot where it kind of goes unhinged or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even I think like your soul sucking ability and stuff. It's like you take the thing. You have to spend extra willpower to do it because it's
Right.
a little bit harder to do it, but you'll do it anyway.
Of course I'll do it.
So
Yeah, so with that said, like
So it's-
the
yeah,
theme
peaceful.
is throughout. The theme is awesome.
yeah. All right, let's talk about components. So again, this is prototype.
Yeah,
Now I actually demoed this at Gen Con
Yes, you
as
did.
well. So I got a chance to see the minis, the painted minis,
Mm-hmm.
and they are absolutely beautiful. They're really cool. We
I
didn't
didn't
get
see
those in
them.
our box.
No, yeah, I didn't
but
see them. So what you saw were the stand-ups,
Right.
But on the Kickstarter, I think is
They're like this big. Like they
they look awesome. Like
and they're
yeah,
awesome. They're very cool.
I would get the minis.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, the
And I paid
painted
the
the painted
$25
minis. Yeah, I think it's like
to get
$25 on the Kickstarter to get the painted ones, but and the paint jobs look awesome. So
Yeah.
unless you're a good
And that
painter and you want to do it, but
Yeah.
I'd rather somebody else paint it for me.
All right. Anything else on components?
No, but I
can't really
think
say too much,
I think
so.
for a prototype, it looked damn good.
Yeah. All right. Setup.
Whew. Yeah, like all their games, it's like
Yeah.
that's a game in itself.
Yeah. Setup's the bear.
Yeah. So enough said.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
All right. Moving on. Fun factor. Did you have fun?
It's a fun game.
Right?
Yeah, it really is
You
fun.
liked it.
I did. I wasn't sure about it. I didn't demo it at Gen Con. You were adamant to get in. I was like, well, one of us can go do it because I knew it was going to be minimum an hour. Right? So
Yeah.
the time you went and
You're
demoed
like,
that.
oh my god, if you don't go play this game.
Yeah, I was like, because you were like, I need to go play. I was like, well, then you go on ahead. I went with our friend Pete from Board
Yeah.
Game Boost.
Yeah.
And we went and demoed like 3 other games in the time it took you to demo
Yes.
this one. So that was kind of good for you to get a good feel for it, decide whether or not it was something that we wanted to.
Yeah, because this was
to
one of
demo and
actually
film.
like at the top of my Gen Con list to go see.
It was, yeah.
So I'm glad that I had an opportunity to do that.
Yep, and you were very happy about that.
And you enjoyed it, so
I did,
it's a
yeah.
list.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else you want to say? I don't know if you want to talk about kind of expectations. Maybe
No, I mean, I didn't even know what to expect
Yeah.
here, to be honest. But I think more or less, you saw the playthrough. We definitely enjoyed it. We love all their games anyway, so I knew we were going to like this
Yeah.
regardless.
Right.
I wasn't so sure how they would handle the area control bit, but
Right.
I think it's done rather well.
Yeah.
And it's in this uber complex way
Very
to
much
do
so,
it. And that's,
yeah.
but that is what we like. We
That's the
like
beauty
these
of the-
crazy complex engines that you can build a crazy complex strategy.
Right.
And it's all of their games are like that. So this one follows suit, to be honest.
Right.
Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
I would say we played again with the 2 spirits. There is a variant where you can control 1 spirit each. We didn't do it that way. We wanted to try it this way. And that's kind of how we learned the game. That's how we played it. And again, all of that I think is still kind of being worked out. So
Yeah, and I think this gives you a better idea of how the
how-
4 spirits
how it
interact
really
and control the
interacts
board.
and plays.
And I think
Yeah.
on the Kickstarter page they're working on a cooperative / solo variant for this game, which
Yeah.
is huge. Because I
Well-
think all their games are soloable.
They are, yeah, and I think that that's, if you look at the other games that they've designed, gives you an idea of what, any other variants or modules or anything they decide to end up adding to this eventually
Yeah.
is going to look like. Like I know with Tricerion, they had like the expansions for like Dalgard's Gifts and the Dueling Magicians, remember, came out, and that came out like a year later. Or something, or it was after that, wasn't it? Or was it during I guess it was during the Kickstarter, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, we didn't know about this one until last Gen Con, not this past one, but the one
Tricerion?
prior. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
We saw it, we bought it with all the expansions and
Yeah.
loved it. So
Yeah, it was really good.
and we've been
In any
following
case,
them ever since. So.
Yeah, so there you go. Anything else you want to say?
No, I think that's it.
Before
So
you have your cup of coffee?
yeah,
You're
so
exhausted.
no, it was a long playthrough, but
Yeah.
it didn't feel like a long playthrough.
It really didn't.
Honestly,
No,
like,
we sat down and then we looked at the clock and we were done. It was like 3 hours later.
yeah, at least 3 hours later. But we
Yeah.
do a lot of talking and did
In
some
between,
looking
yeah.
up on some just clarifications on certain
Yeah.
scenarios that come up. But otherwise, it was a pretty quick. It went very fast. So
Yeah.
very enjoyable. No, liked
Very
it.
much so.
So it's on Kickstarter still. I think
Yes.
there's another 10 plus days maybe around that range. So go check it out. I mean, I know there were a lot of people on the fence with this one. They wanted to
I
see a
know.
playthrough. So
Yeah, so hopefully it helped you make a decision one way or the
yeah,
other.
one way or the other. We're not
know.
trying to influence anybody in any way. We're just saying this is what the gameplay is like.
We like it. Doesn't mean you're gonna like it. So
Yeah.
you may not have the
And
same.
it is very different.
It's very different,
Very
but
different
it is very heavy. But that's what we like.
Yeah.
But there you go. Go check out the Kickstarter. If you're on the fence, make your decision now, and hopefully,
Yeah. And let us know what you think.
you enjoy. Yeah, definitely. Let us know what you think of the video, what you think of the game, what you think of the playthrough, and
We'll see you next
go
time.
from there. Yeah, we'll see you next time. So, take care.
Bye.